I'm Jake Sanderson.
I'm Tim Stützle, and you're listening to the Locked On Senators podcast.
Your Locked On Senators, your daily podcast on the Ottawa Senators. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's going on, Sens fans? Welcome to a late night edition, the latest one yet we've done of the live watch party presented by the Locked On Senators podcast. I'm your host, Jack Richardson, set to bring you reaction to the Ottawa Senators visiting the Seattle Kraken, the first game after the trade deadline. Lots going on tonight that we can talk about. What the reaction was post-deadline. We, I guess, ended up in that game in Calgary reacting to everything the Sens did. Did nothing on deadline day. Quiet deadline day around the league. Kind of disappointing, but I think the Sens made a good move and kind of basically just swapping out Warren Foegele for David Perron. And we get to see him. The newest Senator will be in the lineup tonight. Linus Ullmark gets the start in Seattle. The Kraken are a playoff team. They are currently in a playoff spot. The Ottawa Senators are not, but the Ottawa Senators, I believe, have more points than the Seattle Kraken. Must-win game once again. A team you're better than. This is one the Sens got to have. We'll get into the out-of-town scoreboard as well, which was absolutely devastating for the Sens tonight. Got to get used to some nights like that. There's going to be a lot of bad ones. There have been, but we just need to hope for some good ones. Before we get going here, I want to let everyone know this is brought to you by our friends at the Glebe Central Pub. 1 week from today, won't exactly be at this time because it's a matinee, but the boys and I will be at the GCP taking the shuttle for the 1 p.m. matinee game. Also for the Sunday, another game on the Sunday, back-to-back. I can't wait to get back there. The best spot to get to and from the Ottawa Senators. The Sens shuttle, just $18. Best way to leave the rink, man. I'm telling you. Like, there's other ways to get out to the CTC. Don't, take my word for it, but I'm just saying, leaving the Canadian Tire Center when the traffic is full after a big win, whatever it may be, there's no better way than the GCP shuttle. So hope to see people on that shuttle on Saturday. I can't wait to be there. Like I said, just days away now. Folks, like I said, it's after the trade deadline. The Sens didn't do anything yesterday on deadline day of consequence for the NHL team. They actually made an AHL trade, and I don't know if anyone saw on Twitter today, the new addition to the Belleville Senators, a little minor league swap. They traded Giovanni for forward Graham Clark, who had 4 points for Belleville today. So hell of a debut in the AHL. That was great to see. I used to play against him. Kind of funny that he's with the Sens organization, but he's a goal scorer. He knows how to put the puck in the net. So clearly help the offense in Belleville for a team that needs it. Let's be honest. All right. So the Sens are 6 points out of a playoff spot. Like I mentioned, the out-of-town scoreboard was just so unkind. I'm keeping an eye here on Columbus, which looks like they are going to a shootout. I could be wrong with the Mammoth, but they have at least 1 point, whatever it may be. Maybe they lost. See someone in the chat saying that. But the Bruins won, the Habs won, the Sabres won, the Lightning won. Not that they're catching the Lightning or the Sabres. I've kind of forgotten about those two at the top of the division. But the Habs squeaked out another win late. They tied one late yesterday. Like they just find ways to get points. Like they did not deserve the 2 points again tonight, but that's just their story. And they were a team kind of eyeing down. Detroit might be our team to look at, but again, the Sens just need to kind of keep collecting points when they can. They've been hot. Just got to stay hot down the stretch. And I like how Julian McKenzie mentioned on Twitter today that the Sens were watching. They were watching the Bruins game in the locker room today at practice or at morning skate or whatever it is. So lots going. Like there's going to be so many teams every night. There's going to be a team that maybe goes on a little bit of a slump, whatever it may be. The Sens just need to stay hot. Got to take care of their own business. And I truly believe if they stay at this pace, they'll get to 97 points, is what they had last season. Maybe a bit better. And it looks like that'll probably be the cutoff. The cutoff can be a lot higher this year, but if they take care of business, they've got a lot of home games down the stretch, man, and a lot of other teams don't. I really think that a team like Detroit and Boston could fall off, maybe Montreal too, but we'll just have to see. And yeah, I think if you were with us in Calgary for the Calgary game, I was coming in ready to talk about Warren Foegele, very excited about the addition they made. And then as the puck was dropping, the chat just goes live with David Perron has been traded to Detroit. And I'm like, what's going on? And then sure as hell, right when the puck dropped, I checked Twitter, and 44 seconds ago, the Sens traded DP. back to Detroit, and that was their deadline. Like I said, that's all they did. So yeah, look, I've been big on Warren Fogle. I was kind of pumping the tires of that trade on Twitter after it happened. And if you told me, I think before, like maybe a weekend, that the Sens would be 4 points out and without context of how it went around the league, and that all they did was add a Warren Fogle, I'd be a bit disappointed probably. But then you look at all the trades that were going on. Like I know Detroit traded a first and a third for Justin Falk. I would not have been happy if the Sens did that. Obviously, they couldn't. They couldn't do a 2026 first as of right now. And I just think that that's not a price that they should have paid. And some of the prices that were rumored for other defensemen were just really, really expensive. So again, we'll have to see. I think Jensen is a guy. My water bottle just opened on its own there. That's kind of weird. Jensen's a guy who I think he's just going to play. And maybe now without the deadline and knowing he's here for good, the team is a little less lenient with some of his mistakes. But you heard Steve Stais maybe just defending his guy, saying that we have an Olympian in the press box when he was asked about not getting a defenseman. And I reacted to that like, just play him, because it is true. Just play him. I know he might be dealing with an injury, Nicholas Matanpalo, but there are ways to improve this decor. And the fact that the manager alluded to that says that they are not aware that couldn't be they're aware that could be an option, I should say. So we'll see kind of how the games go. I think Jensen really does benefit when he gets a bit of a break. And we have a very limited sample of Chabot and Matanpalo from what I remember. And I really don't want to break up Clevin and Spence. So it is a bit of a, what do you want to do? Like Chabot and Jensen aren't killing again. Like they're winning. They're doing okay. Like their record has been great in the last 10 games. It's 6-1-2, whatever that is. That's elite. So when the lineup is working like that, why mess with it? But I think we'll see like a couple losses in a row. If that happens, then the Sens will make a change with Jensen and take him out, because they have to. If things continue like that. But I again, like I'm pretty satisfied with the way their team is. They've been playing really well. Looks like Fogle is going to start on the fourth line with Zetterlund and Eller, which is a line like as a whole. It depends on how many minutes they get at even strength, but I like it. I like the makeup of it. I actually think Fogle and Zetterlund could be a fun combo. They're going to be able to skate. Curious how Lars Eller is going to be able to keep up with them, but I think those two are going to be, they're two of the best skaters on the team up front anyway. Like not many of their forwards have a lot of foot speed as their main like attribute, especially when they traded Josh Norris. Like he was a fast guy. Cousins maybe isn't the fastest skater, but Fogle can move. We'll notice that right away. He'll be flying when he's at his best. So looking for those two. I hope they can get some chemistry going, because I think Fabian Zetterlund, I've been obviously seeing some takes. I know people are unhappy with the production, but for where he's playing, the lack of offensive opportunity he's getting and the lack of minutes in general, I think he's playing well. I really do. I think he's impacting the play. He's not getting points, but he's forechecking. He's in on, the defenseman causing turnovers that don't end up on the stat sheet. So I'm hoping that produces some sort of, action for Zetterlund, maybe with Fogle, with another guy now who can play and not just another guy double shifting. They develop some chemistry early here. Always when there's a new guy coming in, you always look at who he's playing with and kind of see like if they can get some chemistry. And I that's why I'm bringing it up. I think it's good that Fogle's playing with a guy in Zetterlund who could use an offensive spark, and Fogle right away is going to be looking to make an impact. So I think it could be a good combo. Imagine if those two just go crazy. Is Zetterlund actually third in hits on the team? Eric, I'd have to check that. I'm not just like I believe you, but or is Fogle? One of them is. Anyway, I got people in the chat saying is Stutzla sick. Did they say he's sick? Okay, Utah beat Columbus in overtime, so Columbus just gets the 1 point. That's big. They've been hot, man. They're a team I'm starting to get worried about. They're right in between the Sens and the Bruins. And unfortunately, the Sens don't play the Bruins or the Blue Jackets again this season. They play Montreal one more time and Detroit one more time. So in terms of controlling their own destiny, when you have those matchups, those 4-point swings, they don't have any of those left necessarily. Here we go. Since January 25th, the Sens are 7-1-2. They're hot. Now, part of that is they needed to get hot, but in Seattle, I don't know if the Sens have lost in Seattle. They've definitely won last year. I can't remember. I don't want to do that thing where I jinx it and say, but when you have a feeling when they go into certain rinks, like you get obviously like Colorado is just chalk it. That's a loss every time. Vegas was until this season. Carolina used to be, like there are all these places that just immediate losses. But Seattle's the opposite. I think I have a good feeling when they go into Seattle. Late night game, folks. I had a huge coffee at like 7 p.m., so I'm ready to go. I suggest everyone does the same. Grab a drink. It's a Saturday night. Kick back, relax. We'll walk you through this. Pilsy's going to join me in the first period. Just react to Hockey Night in Canada. Seattle game. The Sens beat the Kraken in a shootout in October. There's been two, because they're on the West Coast swing right now, right? They played the Oilers and the Flames and the Kraken all in October. That's when they played in Ottawa. So it's been a while. Feels like it's been a whole season since then. So it's kind of weird. Like you feel you're going in fresh. Like you almost put no stock into that game, to be honest. I think that one Dylan Cousins tied late. It was the second game without Tkachuk, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't think they played particularly well, to be honest, in that one, from what I remember. And look, Seattle, they don't have that star power, so really it's not a team I'm worried about. Like the Sens should win this game, like I said. But they're having a better year. They're not as bad as they were last year. Hanging on to that last wild card spot, they've got San Jose right on their tail. 67 points. The Sens have 2 more points than them. Yeah, I mean, Seattle is 2 games behind, or has 2 games in hand on Edmonton and 1 point back. Like they could be top 3 in the Pacific very easily. So we'll see. We'll see what they look like tonight. But again, I'm just expecting the Sens to keep doing what they're doing. They played so well in Calgary. Slow start, but they just dominated that game. I expect the same tonight. Ullmark has been really finding his groove as well. He's looked more comfortable as games have gone on. He was very good in Calgary. Came out of there with a 950, which is great. But yes, 2 points for the Sens tonight will get them back to being 4 points back of a playoff spot. They are, as of right now, 6 points out, but they still obviously have this game to play. Got the anthems going. I forgot it's a Hockey Night in Canada game a bit later. Should have started the stream later, but that's okay. Excited to see Warren Foegele, man. I'm big on him. PK, everything. I wonder how much they'll use him to begin with here, but it'd be great if he just came in and gave them a jolt immediately, like on right on the first shift. There he is on the bench there between Pinto and Zetterlund. Got Daniel Alfredson right behind him. I guess I am talking during the anthem. That's not I can't hear it. I got no audio. Ridley Gregg, Dylan Cousins, Brady Tkachuk, Shabbat Jensen getting the start tonight. Yeah, people are looking at Fogel's stats a lot this season, obviously, as you should. Like, what are they doing for me now? What are you doing today? Completely fair. But he's been a playoff experienced guy. Warren Foegele has never missed the playoffs in his NHL career. Remarkable stat from his time in Carolina, then to Edmonton, then to LA. Has never missed the playoffs. Deep runs with Edmonton. had a huge part in that 2024 Stanley Cup final run. And was a big part of LA. I think he had a good series against the Oilers last season as well. He had a great year too for the Kings. I remember because I like watching the Oilers, right? And during these playoff runs that they've had. And I remember last year missing Fogle when they were playing him. I'm like, the Oilers need this guy. And we'll see. He should fit right just like a glove on this team. There's Jordan Everly, Matty Beniers, Shane Wright. Some good, good pieces here on Seattle. Every team's got good pieces. I just remember Seattle with this hulking blue line too. Like all their defensemen are just mutants. But yeah, folks, keep commenting along, specifically later in the game when it's just me out here. Again, Pilsy's going to join me here any minute. But yeah, just keep commenting along these late games, especially. Climate Pledge Arena. Apparently one of the nicest buildings. Obviously, it's brand new. One of the nicest ones in the league. And apparently, I guess Michael Andlauer has been looking at it. This is an old report, but when as they go through the designs for LeBreton, if it ever happens, I think they're using Climate Pledge as a bit of a template or part of a template. So pretty cool. All right. Joey Decord, former Senator. He's having a great season. Lost him in the expansion draft to Seattle, and he is now their franchise goalie. Tough. And the Sens at the time chose Philip Gustafson over him, and then 2 years later traded Philip Gustafson for a veteran Cam Talbot, 1-for-1. But we don't need to do a referendum on the Sens goalie history. We know what it is, but Olmark is here and he's playing well, and we are off. We'll wait for Pilsy to join me here, and we'll call out what time we're at. So if you guys want to line up with us, there's an early shot from Tkachuk, shooting everything. When I play beer league, I'm a defenseman. I play like Brady Tkachuk in the sense that I shoot everything. Like, it comes to me on the point, I wing it along the ice because you never know, right? Older goalies, harder to go down. That's a quick shift for that line too. They got right off the ice. And here comes Pilsy into the studio. Brandon Pillar.
Yo.
Man.
Good. Our last 10 p.m. game of the season, Jack.
I won't miss these, Pilsy. And this is the latest live watch party we've done so far too, because they've been just in the new year, a couple 9 p.m. games. But let's quickly do the time here.
Good.
I don't see the time right now. They're doing the lines.
Yep, same.
Maybe we'll wait until I see a number. That was a quick early shift, though, there after Tkachuk got that shot away.
Yeah, so I'm at 19:30.
Okay, you're probably ahead of me. I'm at 19:30 right now.
Okay. Okay, 19:13.
Okay. I haven't even seen the time yet.
Okay, I'll stop it at 19:05.
Okay. Right, I'll let you know when I'm there.
Okay, cool.
And right now.
Bang.
Perfect. All right. Here's Zub. Oh.
That would have been nice.
All right, Pilsy. So first game post trade deadline. How are you feeling about how they did? I know you guys broke it down. Obviously, you've covered all the bases here, but it turns out their last move was moving DP. But yeah, how do you feel as a whole, just kind of about their moves and their team now?
Yeah, well, I'm glad they did something. It felt like this team just needed a jolt of some kind. And Warren Fogle, his first shift out there, playing with the fourth line. We'll see if it stays like that. I doubt it. I think maybe just to get him used to things. He's starting on a bit of a more sheltered spot. And I think Travis Green is a little bit hesitant to break up any of the lines. So if he's going to do it, that fourth line is the one to do. But I'm high on Warren Fogle. He's having a down year right now. A lot of players in LA have been. So I think a change of scenery will help him. I think he's going to be a defensive player that provides some offensive spark. And then I think it was the right move to move on from David Perron. Steve Stais does right by him by moving him to Detroit, obviously a place he just played. And they essentially swap out him and Fogle and get $500K less of a cap hit and an extra year signed and a younger, healthier player. So overall, I think it was good. I think maybe some Sens fans are disappointed defenseman didn't come our way, but I'm not that upset about it. I think this team is doing so good right now. If they can keep things rolling, we're going to be in a good spot.
I think they're good enough to make the playoffs and compete with some of the playoff teams.
Yeah.
Like we've seen them, the way they've competed against the East's playoff teams this season. Like they're right there, and it's just a matter of getting enough points to make the dance. And I am with you. I don't think shelling out a first and a third for Justin Falk was gonna a guy like that anyway, because that's just a price that went around, and I don't think that's gonna move the needle for them this season enough to warrant that price. Whoa, that was close.
Good deflection.
But yeah, I like what you mentioned about the lines, man, because Fogle is a guy who can play up the lineup. Like he could end up working with Timmy the longer he's here. I don't know, man. Like I'm just saying that. And I think DP, because you got to look at it a little bit like DP for Fogle in a way. And that's just the only change the team's made now. And like DP had the ability to do that too, not necessarily with Timmy, but he worked well with Cousins and Batherson down the stretch last year in the playoffs, had some big goals. But the problem with him is if he wasn't playing in that top line, he kind of got hidden at 5-on-5. He wasn't effective enough as a fourth liner, whereas Fogle will be, I think. So that's kind of the justification I see. And I'm with you. I'm high on Fogle. I think he's been a really effective player. I was just saying before you got on, like Edmonton missed him last year, and he was so good for them a couple of years ago in the playoffs. Hasn't missed the playoffs in his career, Pilsy.
Let's not have that start now. And yeah, I remember, Jack, when that trade happened, you were the first of kind of our group being like, I'm in on Fogle. I kind of had to warm up to it, especially when the sticker shock of looking at his stats this year matched Lars Eller's. I was like, what are we doing here? But with a little more research and looking into him, I do think he's the type of player that can help this team.
Yeah, and I actually don't hate him being with Zetterlund. I've kind of warmed up to that a little bit today too. Just you need something for Zetterlund. I've been really happy with what I've seen from Zetterlund the last 10 games, honestly, in such a limited role.
Yeah.
It's crazy because no production, but
it's crazy.
I'm liking his forechecking. He's creating stuff and he's being a pest. Like he's playing hard, and that's all you can ask for a guy like that. So if Fogle can get there, get some chemistry going maybe, and then all of a sudden, if they do that, all of a sudden we got four lines here that are dangerous, right? Like that's a big if, but we'll see. We'll see.
Big time. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting how they stack up against Seattle. Seattle's one of those teams where they don't like have that superstar talent. It's a much more structured, deep roster where like very different than the Edmonton Oilers, right? Like you're playing up against McDavid, Draisaitl, then the rest of that forward group is a little thinner. So you're not going to have that same matchup problems here. I mean, you're on the road, so it's tough anyways, but it's going to be interesting to see who Travis Green tries to match up or who ends up getting matched up where.
Yeah, I'm very curious about that. Looks like they want the Kraken want Timmy against this line. Oh, and here's Shabbat with some space.
Oh, Shabby. Oh,
what a move.
Ooh.
Really close to what Timmy did in Calgary there.
Very similar, yeah.
What a move by Shabbat, though. Holy. When he jumps in the rush, it's such a difference, and he's been doing that a lot more lately. Good for him.
Especially when he's feeling it. Like you can tell, and this is a good start. You can tell Knights, what a move.
Great
you
save.
Can tell when
Great
he's
save.
feeling it. Yeah, good job by Joey Decord to close the pads there.
That was an attempt to bank it in for sure.
Yep.
Wow. Just ran out of room.
Oh, man. Joey Dax is so sick. It's so sad the Sens lost him to the expansion draft.
Franchise goalie for the Kraken right now.
Yeah, and just an all-time dude, friend of the show when he was in the organization.
I remember him just when he was a prospect, specifically like the Sun Devils.
Yep.
With the it's University of Arizona, right?
Yep. Put that team on the map.
Yeah, like it was kind of a look at Sanderson. Unbelievable.
Sanderson's like, Shabbat, I'll do you one better here. So let's hope they can both join the rush and play that type of game.
It's funny when they do it because it looks so different. I think Sanderson, obviously he's elite at everything, but his skating's a little more choppy. Shabbat just like flies up there. Like he's so
Yeah.
graceful when he's skating.
Oh yeah.
Spence, is this a pairing, Spence Sanderson, or is this middle of a change?
Yeah.
Really liked Jordan Spence in Calgary. Thought he was so good.
Yep, agreed. And that's another thing. Jordan Spence, former teammate with Warren Fogle, he was stoked to hear that Fogle was a guy that the Sens were bringing in. So it seems like he's a well-liked teammate.
Okay, now middle of a change.
Cool.
Whoa. Those plays around the net, those quick bounces can be
all right, here's Fogle.
Tough. Yeah, let's watch him defensively because this is what he's good at. This is his. Here's Zetterlund. Here we go.
That's a tight spot to try to get through.
Yeah. End of a shift. Shane Wright was reportedly on the trade block as well. A lot of guys who were on the trade block just did not move this year, which has got to be awkward.
Definitely.
I was saying too at the start, like if you told me that the Sens, oh boy, here we go.
Yep. Oh, right idea.
Good try. Yeah. That if you told me a few weeks ago, because I remember you and I talked about how many points out do the Sens have to be for you to be comfortable with them making trades, and 4 was like definitely do something, right? Being that close. So if you told me then that they'd be 4 points out and their only ad would be Fogle for Perron, basically like a lateral move, technically, I'd be disappointed. But then in the context of what the league looked like and all those trades did, it makes a lot of sense. Like there was nothing probably that made sense for the Sens to do.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, I think a B minus would be a grade I would give Steve Stais there because some Sens fans feel like he overpaid for Fogle. Now I wish it would have been not this year's second that he gave up, but nice save, Allmark, good hold, no rebound. Because it's tough seeing your most valuable draft pick for now being traded away. But I think if that's what you had to do, I think it makes sense because Fogle, you got him this year and next year, and that's a good price tag. Like, if he gets back to 40 points at 3.5 mil, like, that's great value.
It is great. And Perron was giving you that. Like, he had 25 points in his games this year, but here's another thing. Like, Perron's not playing yet, right? Yeah. Like, I think he's a couple weeks out. So, and who knows what he's going to look like when he gets back out there. Like, they got younger, bit faster. Fogle's big. He's bigger than I expected.
His size looks good out there. Yeah.
I also just realized I forgot to make that. So sorry, folks. It's a late night game. I'm all out of sorts. I had a coffee a couple hours ago. Like just so.
Dude, I just woke up from a nap. I'm trying to get back into it. So these 10 p.m. games are fun, but I'm with you. I'm glad this is the last one. Now I believe the Vancouver one is a 9 p.m. right? So
even though it's a prime Monday night game, they couldn't have bumped that up a little bit in Vancouver. But there's the ad for it right now.
Yeah, so it's a struggle sometimes staying up for these late games, but so far, Jack, like the Sens aren't shooting them 6-0, 5-1 here. So like they're buzzing here. They're making it worth our time so far.
And I'm liking the chances they're getting off the rush. It looks like early here too, like a lot of turnovers in the neutral zone and a lot of chances like that. Just go through the chat here, kind of look at what people are saying. Some Batherson discussion. Yeah, someone said he put for Decord, put ASU hockey on the map.
Yeah.
There's Fogle's first scrum there. Send Central time. I like that, Eric.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm on the West Coast and I'm thrown off by Central time, someone said too.
Yeah. Yeah, look
at that too.
Fogle's played a lot of playoff games.
That's crazy. He's 29 years old, man.
Yeah.
Turns 30 in a month, but that's the kind of age I'd like the Sens to be okay getting. Like those guys who might not be in the middle of their prime anymore, but still have a lot of hockey to give. Like you got to get some guys that are around Chabot's age, I think, and less. I'm going to say senior citizens, obviously in a joking way, but
well, guys coming off sports hernia surgeries, like
I did also want to point out, a quiet deadline, more or less, let's say. So Steve Staios now has done 3 trade deadlines. This is about to be his third off season coming up here.
Yep.
2024 was a quiet deadline. Just got Tarasenko, or got a third for Tarasenko, or a fourth that turned into a third. Busy off season after that, right? Got Olmark. I don't know if there were other trades, but signed Perron, signed Amadio. Like, he was busy.
Cousins.
The Jensen trades, the Chikrin trade. Like, it was busy for Staios. Then the next year, busy trade deadline, right? Lots of movement, just big names out, huge trade with Cousins and Norris. And then it was a quiet offseason. It was just signing Lars Eller, whatever. This was a quiet deadline. Not to get into summer talk here with so much season left and a lot to decide yet, but could be a busy offseason for Steve Staios.
It definitely could be, especially with how the cap space could end up looking.
Yeah, it could be exciting, and you never know what they were in on, what they were close with, but I think it's good just because of the way the teams played too. You don't want to mess up chemistry too much, just with how well they've gelled together. The trade last year was different because they haven't been there. They weren't cooking as much, I don't think, around the deadline as their hot streak was around Christmas last year.
Yeah,
right? And they kind of tailed off.
It was a much less tight playoff race last year, so it seemed like they were in a better spot. I mean, they were, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're playing better. I like the hockey we're seeing here is some of the best Sens hockey we've seen in a while. So I agree. I think part of it too is you don't want to mess the chemistry up. We've heard former players that are analysts now say, like, sometimes you bring in these guys and you're like, this is awesome. We're getting reinforcements. This is a good player coming in. But then it's like, well, now our chemistry's all messed up. Now you've changed this guy's role. Now this guy has to move to this wing. Now this guy's not playing top power play. Like, it can really throw a wrench in the
he had that. That might be, that was a good first save.
Tough goal because, Olmark makes that save, falls, and then it trickles in there.
He kind of got like bulldozed there, no?
Yeah, but by who?
Yeah. The goal scorer, at least. Let's see here. Spence.
Oh, yeah, that's a good goal. Yeah.
Tough. Hits his own goalie.
Olmark was there too, even as he was falling.
It's a tough one to give up. They were playing well. That was off the rush too. That's just a bad rush chance.
And I don't mind how Chabot played that, honestly.
Yeah. Tough one. Those are going to happen though. And look, Calgary scored first last game, and the Sens kind of battled back after that. So let's see again.
Yeah, I'm not extremely worried here.
Oh. And this is a great response. The next shift after a goal is so important.
Big time. And it's the checking line out there.
This kind of, what a pass. Yep. Yes! What a pass, man. Shane Pinto. Tyler Clevin has a cannon too. What a shift.
Woo! That's an interesting choice by Travis Green to put them out there. And like you mentioned, this shift coming back is so important. Tyler Clevin, this is his second goal of the year?
Yep, might be.
What a heads-up play.
What a pass. Just silky. Look at this. Wasn't even looking in that direction. Wow. Oh, my God. Like, Pinto, do you see his shoulders are kind of facing up to the other point, and he opens up and just feathers that through? What a feed.
First goal in 13 games for Clevin. Yeah, it's been a while.
That was his first in Columbus. Kind of a similar play. Like, he pinched down and kind of got a short side like that. Huge response, Pilsy. What a response.
That was awesome.
Wow.
And it's nice to see Shane Pinto making plays like that. And a Pinto point, as we know, that typically leans in the Sens' favor.
A big point for him, too. So that's, I guess, after the empty netter, that's points in back-to-back. But he has been so snake-bitten. So getting some offense out of Pinto is gravy every time.
Okay, now in reverse, Jack, let's see how the Kraken respond to that goal and how the Sens respond to that goal too.
Cut to the net.
Oh. That was an interesting play. Okay.
Little Brady, if he took one more stride there, he's end of a shift, but oh my God.
Ooh. Attaboy, Red.
Nick Cousins out there. I'm noticing Shabbat and Spence together a lot. Like it might be middle of changes and I'm just catching it, but they were out there for that goal. There's Jensen.
Yeah, true.
All right. Another shift for Pinto here without seeing Timmy. So they're just riding the bench as much as they can. Like just matchups for the Sens, I think.
Yeah.
These Kraken D are so big. Like they're so physical. Larson just took it to Pinto there.
Vincent Dunn, Jamie Alexiak, like, yeah, they got trees back there.
That was a nice play by Fogle behind the net. It's icing though. Tyler Clevin, man. Big response. Yeah. I don't know the time on that, but that was like 30 seconds after, maybe.
Yeah, here, let's check. 35 seconds after. Yeah.
Wow. Impressive. Can't get over that pass from Pinto. That was special. That was a beautiful pass.
But don't take away from Tyler Clevin's shot. Like, he put that in a great spot.
Yeah, the crossbody one-timer like that is not easy. I think he one-timed it. Whoa. Is it Kako? Forgot he was on Seattle. They've got some guys who were top picks. Like they've got Kako now after that trade a couple years ago, and then Shane Wright, Beniers.
Yep.
Right, like not quite superstars, but lottery picks. So they've got the ability.
Oh,
come on.
He got
Berkeley Catton's good too. He's got the puck right now.
Yeah, he's really good.
I liked him in the World Juniors a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
He was on a bad Canada team, but he was the only one who looked like he was skating sometimes. Here we go.
Let's look for Timmy to keep his point streak going.
Yeah, doing it late in Calgary, but
yeah,
can extend it to 12. He had 13 game one earlier this season, and oh boy.
Yep, get there.
Nice.
That's how you use the big body bat.
Nice fight by Giroux there. Well done. I like watching the way they get body position sometimes. Like that play by Giroux in the corner is a great example of it. Oh, no. Sniper in the ground.
Oh.
I love Timmy's nose for the net.
Oh, yeah.
Just attacking, looking to attack all the time.
And that's another thing I noticed about Fogle, Jack. I went back and watched his goals, all his goals from last year, 24 of them. 90% of them in the crease, at the net, getting rebounds, burying loose pucks, things like that. And what did you and our guy Bruce Scoops Garriock say? This team needs a forward that goes to the net. That's a guy.
Cousins, let's go, man.
He's sticking hot.
Red hot. Oh man, do we have a Kyle Turris situation on our hands, Pilsy?
Yeah, I like that. He does have some Turris in him, and now that's 4 straight games that Dylan Cousins has scored.
He's got 5 goals in 4 games, I think.
Yep, he does.
Look at this.
And he just rips it.
Oh, DeCourt's got to have that. That's a bad goal on him. That's not like Cousins can rip it. That's not even that was a weak shot.
I don't think he was ready for it. It's that release that got that one done.
Sneaky release. And maybe that's it. Like he's seen Cousins. He watched the game tape and knows he's going to rip it, and he just kind of stutters a little bit. That's great. That's set up by that shift from Giroux and Stutzla before. So that's a great goal. All right, Pilsy, here we go.
Woo!
Shabbat and Jensen get the assists. Oh,
Ooh.
there's Fogle.
Yeah, let's see Fogle work here.
There we go. Yeah, good stick. Nice.
Like, this is a line of, like,
crash and bang.
Yeah, dogs. Like, Zetterlund's got that strength. Eller's a big body. Fogle, we just talked about, works hard at the net. So they should be able to create some chaos.
Hell of a response from the Sens, Pilsy, because that was a bad goal against necessarily for their standards, I'd say.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do we think? Look at the chat. Just Rich Cousins here. The you know, it was like the workhorse from Whitehorse. Someone just said the White Horse. Wow.
Yeah,
I love it.
That was good. Dylan Cousins is
good for him.
He's a great piece to this team, because when you trade a guy like Norris like that, a true shooter, someone that can, and I always say one of my favorite types of players are guys that can just rip down the wing and wire it top shelf, and you can get a quick, easy goal like that. Like, that was kind of not, he didn't go down the wing, but he curled outside, got some space, and just ripped it. And how many of Cousins' goals are just a good, hard shot that beats a goalie clean like that? That's the ability that he has, and there's not a lot of other guys on this team that have that ability.
I was saying it the other day when he scored against Calgary, like on the postcast with Ross. There's not many guys who can beat the goalie like that consistently. You know, like, obviously Batherson has his moments, Timmy will have his moments, Brady same thing. But Cousins has been doing all season. All of his goals are kind of just ripping it and beating the goalie. And like, when you get that kind of talent, and they flashed up his stats, and Ross and I talked about it after the Calgary game, like in the last 17 games, he's at over a point per game. That continues tonight. And he's got this ability to be a top guy, producer, and he's been doing it now. And then you start to remember, oh yeah, the Buffalo Sabres in their second part of their rebuild or whatever it was, drafted him to be their number one center. Yeah. Right? Like, he was drafted, or I guess to be behind Eichel, and they traded Eichel. So
he was 9th overall, right?
Something like that. Top 10 pick.
Yeah.
Maybe 7th or 8th or something like that for the Sabres. Like, it's a guy who had that pedigree coming out of junior, and I think just found himself stunted a little bit in Buffalo with what was going on there. And change of scenery did him wonders. 5 goals in the last 4 games. And remember too, Pilsy, he was so good when he came over at the deadline last season, which was a year ago today. And he had an impact right away, and then sort of tailed off, I'd say. Didn't have the best playoffs. Cousins did, but a lot of Sens didn't, and has looked great in the new year.
Yeah, definitely. He's the type of guy they need. The consistent guy too. He's been healthy. He's played every single game since they got him, so that's huge.
You can't ask for much more. It's nice to think that he has this potential to be a top line player behind Stützle or with Stützle, like on another line, and just do it without him, right? Makes them so deep. And we're talking now where 2 of their other centermen are on the board here with points, and Timmy hasn't even touched the puck, I don't think, yet.
Yeah.
Look at all these goals. This one, I love that one in Calgary. That was so nice.
Yeah.
It's Pinto on it now. That's why I think too, when we're looking at trade candidates, I know a lot of people, when you want that next big piece for the team, some people point to, like, Jason Robertson and who's another guy that was going around, like Robert Thomas, just guys like that. Where, don't get me wrong, elite players that would make this team better, hands down. Oh, they calling that.
Okay.
Pinto's not happy. Oh, he's yapping at him.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at maybe another reclamation or change of scenery candidate, right? Like Cousins, and maybe that'll work out with this core. And you look at some younger guys around the league. Oh. Right in the numbers, I guess.
Yeah. Think we see Fogle on the penalty kill? Especially with Pinto here.
Yeah, I think so. Why not? Can't be that hard of a system to learn. It's not very good. Or hasn't been.
You heard of the diamond, Warren?
Yeah. Giroux and Greg to start. Oh, Greg just took a high stick. Yeah, he called it.
Okay,
nice. I love Ridley Gregg, man. Just plays like...
No blood. No blood.
I hope they get rid of that rule. The blood.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Oh, he pitchforked him. What are they debating?
Oh, why? Why are we talking this over?
Did he high sticked him?
That happened kind of quick there.
It hit his helmet.
No, we're good. We're good.
Weird. Maybe discussing for a 4.
But a 4, that's a black and white call, blood or no blood. I don't know what they would be discussing there. So,
well, that's an easy way to kill a penalty. Just draw one.
Great penalty killing right there.
1 for 1 on the PK.
Yeah. Great 4 seconds, boys.
It's the worst part, too, because they're going to get 4 seconds of power play time after this. They're technically going to be 0 for 1 on the power play. That's why I hate the 0 for.
But 1 for 1 on the PK, Jack.
Yeah. But it's different because the Kraken, I don't feel bad for them being 0 for 1 on the power play because they took a penalty. So, they deserve to be. The Sens drew a penalty and they end up. Decor looks a little shaky tonight.
Yeah, he does.
You could argue both goals you'd want him to have.
Nah, I don't know. The Clevin one, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I guess cross ice pass, yeah.
And I don't think he's thinking Pinto's going to make that pass.
No,
that was just such a good play.
Because Pinto's shoulders were facing, I'm going to pass it up to the point, and then he opens the hands and just feathers it into the slot right to his former college teammate, Tyler Clevin.
Yeah.
Let's look at some comments in the chat here, Pilsy. I'm in a good groove now of not looking at all during the play.
I've been putting it away because I've had goals, and obviously, we want people to be hyped in the chat. But when you're ahead, it's a spoiler alert for us here. So I've been trying to put it away till the break. But now that we're in a break, guys, hit us with questions or things you want to talk about in the chat.
I love it. And especially during commercial breaks, especially when it's just me in here alone. The chat's the lifeline. So keep firing them in. We see it all, but we don't check right away. We'll put it that way. I like to do a little scroll. People think McMahon took a little dive there on that one, on that penalty.
Yeah, maybe a little, but the refs are going to call that. It was in the numbers.
He just kind of fell in. I think it's just a dangerous play. Sens and Canucks getting that Pacific Division tour here, Pilsy, especially even when they come home, getting the games we're going to be at, Anaheim and San Jose. Not as good of a division. It's just not even close.
Definitely not. Yeah, and that Vancouver team is going to be interesting. Obviously, they move Myers, they move Garland, and it is bad vibes for the Vancouver Canucks right now. So you got to go in there and just step on their throats and not give them a chance, because I think if you score early there, they're not going to have a lot of life to push back.
I think the next step for the Sens, as they kind of continue to build and become a mature contending team, whatever it may be, they got to be able to step on the throat of bad teams and just impose their will. And it took a period in Calgary, but then they did it. They were way better than them in the last 2 periods. I'm just expecting that. Yeah, and honestly tonight too, and they're kind of starting to get there. But it's just been over the years when they are a good team, even last season. Cousins again. Oh, wow.
That would have been nice if you got that wraparound.
Yeah, I think Stevenson stopped that. Just looks like a power play.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh,
nice shot.
Just a little too long to get it off.
I
What
think
a
we're going to
pass.
see Cousins with the green light tonight. I think he's going to be ripping everything. He's feeling confident. He's going to have the puck on his stick.
I mean, look at this. Great move.
Oh,
That was
man.
there. He had it. Nice
Yeah,
save.
what a save.
By Stevenson.
Yep.
Good thing he did because he tripped up his goalie.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, this is uncharacteristic of Dax to look this shaky.
He's having a good season too. 906, I think.
Yep. Yeah,
look at this.
1-0 in his last 7. Like
2 goals against average. He got 2 goals against already.
Yeah.
Another whistle. I love Seattle's jerseys.
Same.
They
did
blue.
a great job with them.
Yeah. Really nice. Apparently that rink is something to see.
It's on my list for sure. And Seattle's a nice place. Have you been, Jack?
No, I haven't.
Yeah,
I've been to Vancouver a couple times, but not a lot of time in Western Canada and Western US.
Yeah, Ross and I, we've promised we're going to do a van Seattle trip at some point.
It's a good one too. It's very close.
Yeah, easy to do. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh,
whoo.
Gotta get back. 4-on-4 is fun now because they don't do it that often.
Yeah. And it just opens things up a little.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, let's
give it to the German. Yeah. There we go.
Oh.
Timmy's been a little careless in the neutral zone last couple of games. It led to that goal against in Calgary. Like,
yeah,
a little too casual.
All right, and there goes that power play.
There's the power play. 0 for 1, man. How's the power play going to figure it out?
What do we think of that, Jack?
This
I don't
is
know.
ridiculous.
Little lackluster.
Unbelievably. Didn't even look like they wanted to be out there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cousins has been all over it. Just everywhere. It's a great development because honestly, if he was going to, and obviously a lot of career left for Dylan Cousins, I'm not trying to make any big claims, but if he just kind of was what he was in Buffalo, be hard to call that trade like a no-brainer for the Sens, right? Even if Norris is injured, like Norris is still a great player. But the fact that Cousins has been able to step up his game this season and have a career year essentially is a huge development.
Yeah, but I mean, keep in mind, he had one season, 2022-23, 81 games, 31 goals, 37 assists. Like he had a 68-point season in his bag. So he's got that. And right now he's projected, if he plays all 82, to finish with 65 points. So
yeah, that might be different now. I wonder what the goal is. Like, is he on pace for more than 31 now?
They got him at 30. EPA.
Okay, so they get right around it. Yeah, like that's a big here's Lars. It's a huge season for him and coming at the right time. Like, but yeah, the most important stat for him is the games played.
Yeah, that's the huge one. Yeah.
Fogel was offside there.
Yeah, that's a weird one though.
I think it's good that Fogel's changed teams before in his career because it's got to be so weird just going back to the bench and like not knowing anyone that well.
Yeah,
you know, always interesting to see the new guys when they're out there.
And I think it's good for a guy who's played exclusively on the West Coast to start out on the West Coast, so he's not going to get hit with that big time change, I guess.
Yeah, great point. I didn't even think about it like that. Oh, it's loose. Oh, nice save. He's dialed in. Decor's dialed in since the second goal.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys where he works on his mental side of the game a lot too. So he's not someone that I think if you get to him early, he's going to stay shaken. If anything, it might have the opposite effect. He might be more focused. Yeah, exactly. So we'll see how the rest of the game goes for him.
Seems like the kind of goalie too that thrives with more shots on goal against. Yep. Just I think most are like that, I'd say, but
yeah, definitely. Ooh. All right, let's finish this period strong. Yeah, no shots for the Kraken in 7 minutes. So
every game, man, that pops up, the Sens are
Yeah.
cooking. I love that. That Jacques Martin. I remember that season when Martin was behind the bench and it was a lost season. It was just depressing watching this team. And but a few times in the spring, like towards the end of that year. Oh, was that a skate up high?
That was an awkward collision there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you can be mad at Pinto. Didn't Pinto get hit into him?
I thought it was Nick Cousins. That was dangerous. That looked like a skate up high.
Not seeing
Is it
any
because
blood.
it's Nick Cousins? And that's why they're talking to Montour. They won a cup together. Well, I mean, no blood is good, I guess.
Oh, no, he's leaking.
Drew doesn't look. Oh, he see him just say skate?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, I hate when this happens, man.
Yeah. Scary stuff.
I think this replay is going to be gross. Oh my God, man.
Jesus. Yeah, I mean, that's not Cousins' fault, really.
Oh, he just got the full boot right in the face.
Oh, man.
That could have been so much worse.
Kids.
That could have been so bad. I think they got, like, eventually cages are going to happen.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's scary. Holy crap.
Damn.
If he doesn't have a visor, his eye's gone.
Well, it didn't look like he got, like, the blade necessarily. It looked like it was just straight up his boot just hit him in the face. But it was that close. Like, if Cousins' foot was turned a little bit, that's blade to the face.
How did Cousins' foot get up that high? Holy
I think
crap.
that might
I understand he got hit, but holy.
That might be what the Kraken are like, what are you doing, kind of? And I know Cousins.
I mean, it's not a malicious play. He's not thinking, let me get my skate up on this guy.
Well, not to bring it up, but obviously the tragic thing that happened a few years ago overseas when which is why some of them wear neck guards now. That happened, but there was like an investigation into the player who did it because they
which is crazy.
Just brutal. Obviously, it's you can't try and do that. Like, it's not something you're able to think about and do on the ice. Like, just insane that ended up being a thing. But
yeah, it's scary stuff. I mean, you're wearing knives on the bottom of your feet. Yeah. You forget that sometimes.
Little reminder there. Oh, big hit on Fogle. There you go.
Yep.
All right, end of the first there. There's Tkachuk.
Okay.
Yapping away. Saying something. What else is new?
Look, Cousins even got the chains out for Turris.
I'm telling you, man. He's Kyle Turris reincarnated. Or not reincarnated, but just the second coming.
Yeah.
There's some coaching for Fogle. I like that. I wonder in terms, because obviously I mentioned he's been on other teams. I wonder how difficult this system is to learn compared to others he's talked about. I remember he mentioned like it suits his game a bit more, maybe what they play. But I wonder if he's used to it. Like Carolina might play a similar way that the Sens do.
I said he played exclusively in the West. I forgot he played in Carolina. He's played majority of his time recently in the West in Edmonton and LA. But I mean, that is a good system to kind of try to mirror is Carolina's. Now that was a while ago he played there, but it's been the same coach. So
yeah, I mean, I could see that absolutely working out in his favor, and we'll just we'll see how he looks. I thought that was a decent period. I noticed him a couple times and wasn't anything to write home about. But
yeah, and I don't think that's his game, Jack. Like, I don't think you're ever going to be like, oh my God, Warren Fogle, what a game changer.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's just going to quietly do the right things defensively. He's going to be at the net. He's going to play hard on loose pucks, things like that. Like, so first period for Fogle, 4 minutes, 44 seconds, 8 shifts, 1 block, 1 giveaway. Yeah, nothing too crazy. But I mean, 4 minutes, 44 seconds, like that's not that low on the list. He played more than Nick Cousins and Dylan Cousins, so and
Played more
Ridley
than Dylan
Gregg,
Cousins,
so
wow.
he's getting chances at least. He's getting minutes.
One thing I wanted to mention about Dylan Cousins, just watching Tkachuk there at the end, just jawing and doing what he does. He's playing out there with him and Ridley Gregg, and I think Cousins, when he came over, was a bit more of was seen as a soft player from Buffalo.
Yep.
You know, and you do your thing. Like I read what LA Kings fans had to say about Fogle, and just you do that with every new player. And Sabres fans were sour last year.
Big time.
And they pointed to a lot of Cousins, you know, kind of backing out of scrums kind of thing. So credit to him, because I haven't noticed that at all. And especially lately playing with those two guys on his wings, like, you know, he's going to get involved in some stuff like that. And he's been part of it. He's second on the team in hits.
Yeah, and I think I tried to mention this a lot when that trade happened, and those kind of comments were coming from Sabres fans. Look, Sabres fans, you got to love where you are now. So I'm not trashing where this team is now, looking like an absolute wagon. But back then, a year ago, the Sabres were not in a good spot. Dylan Cousins had been losing his whole career. He's seeing guys get shipped out and go have success elsewhere all over the place. That can take a toll on a human being. I know people are like, they're athletes. This is what they sign up for. They make millions of dollars, of course. But these guys are competitors too. And when it's season after season of playing in meaningless games, a part of you is like, you know what? I don't really feel like going in for that puck and getting drilled and getting cross-checked in the back 3 times by a 6'5", 220-pound defenseman, because what's the point? And it's not the proper way to think. And I'm not saying this is what Dylan Cousins was thinking. I'm not saying that. But there can be an element of you when you're not playing in competitive, meaningful games. You're not going to have that competitive, meaningful drive. And that's why when he came to Ottawa, and I'm not even saying the Buffalo to Ottawa switch. Let's just say at the time, a non-playoff team to a playoff contending team. When you get that switch and you're like, all right, I'm playing for something. I got to work harder for a new coach. I got to work harder for new teammates, build chemistry, those kinds of things. Like, that's going to light a fire up under you. So those things can make a difference. And let's hope it's a similar case for Warren Fogle here this deadline.
Yeah, I hope so. And I don't think anyone's expecting Fogle to have a Cousins type of impact. But if he can just chip in as a depth guy and be a guy to support the scoring from people like Stützle and Tkachuk and Sanderson and Cousins and Batherson, that's all you need him to do. And I think DP was doing a great job of that this season, especially. I think last year he struggled. Look at that move. I should watch
so good.
Again. Yeah. He struggled last season. DP did, but this year he was chipping in on the power play on the second unit and stuff. And Fogle will just have to do it in a different way. Do it at 5-on-5. And like I said, if he can get that fourth line some juice, or that third line some juice, if they mix it up a little bit, I just like the mix, and I just like the makeup of their forward group a lot more now. It's a left winger too, Pilsy, and people might roll their eyes at that, but they have a lot of righties up front. So getting a lefty is good. Slot them right on the left wing. It's nice, and I think it's a good fit on paper, and I liked it in the first period there. They outshot the Kraken 12-5.
Yeah, and with Warren Fogle, I like looking at it as like basically a trade Perron for Fogle, because roster-wise it is what it is. I was having a hard time understanding where Perron fit in this team anymore, especially with Stephen Halliday emerging as a guy that can play, especially with Zetterlund being taken out of the top 6. Where were we going to put David Perron? Because he's not good enough to crack that top 6 now that Ridley Gregg has really found a place on that line. You're not going to move Claude Giroux off that line with Batherson and Timmy. You weren't going to put him on that third line because you're definitely not breaking up Cousins, Amadio, and Pinto with Perron. And then on the fourth line, this is a guy that just is not used to playing 8 minutes a night. And I think other than the connection he had with Halliday, he was struggling to really make his mark in that sense. And I think at this stage in his career, he's like, I feel like I deserve more than just fourth line minutes. So he didn't really have his place here anymore. So I'm glad that the Sens moved on from him. And then Warren Foegele, like that's a guy I don't really see him playing as a top six role. Like maybe you can be like, he can be the worker on a top six line, get Timmy Batherson loose pucks, be the guy that's battling, and he'll always make sure to get them the puck. I kind of see that, but I really see Foegele fitting in the bottom six. And so he has a much more defined role, in my opinion, with this team.
I think you're totally right. And fourth lines are important, man. Like you can roll your eyes and that can be kind of the revolving door prospect of McDermott or whatever. But when you have a four line team like this, it means road games like this, you're not worried about who's out there.
Yeah.
And I think for the first time, I'm looking at the ice time, like you mentioned, Zetterlund, 5 minutes in the first period there. He played 6 minutes in Calgary, but a lot of that was because McDermott was out there and he was getting different shifts with different guys. But when it's a true fourth line, guys who are not playing in other situations most of the time, just out there to kind of have a momentum setting shift. If you've got three guys that you trust out there and there's no reason they shouldn't trust Foegele with the player he is, It's a good spot. And you start to look at this team up and down and every line can contribute. You got 2 different 5-on-5 goals in that period from 2 different units. It's just what this team does. And I think that the goal scoring coming into the year was such a focus, rightfully so. They were not good enough at 5-on-5 last year. And this year it's a completely different story, Pilsy. Like they are a top 10 team in 5-on-5 scoring at the deadline. And that's a huge sample. And it's something they needed to improve, and they did. And when you have a deep team like that, it makes it possible to do that. Really, really happy with the way they've all kind of stepped up at even strength.
Definitely, yeah. And like, when's the last time I'm blanking to think of a time where the Sens relied on their power play to win a game? Like, I can't think of a game where they needed 3 power play goals to get it done.
No, and that's maybe more of outscoring their problems, but maybe, the power play has stepped up in spots like in Calgary. It was a 1-1 game and Dylan Cousins in the slot. Yeah, absolutely. But you're right. They haven't had to completely dominate a game on the power play to win. Like, they haven't had to go 3 power play goals and win 4-3. Like, that hasn't happened yet. Or maybe it has and we're just kind of blanking, but
I can't think of it.
They've relied on it a lot less because they have consistent chemistry at 5-on-5. And look, a lot of that also is health. Like, they've been very lucky. I don't even want to say lucky anymore because this team invested a ton in the physiotherapy off the ice, the training. Like, that's taken a complete facelift behind the scenes that we haven't even seen as fans. So you're on your luck, and they've been healthy this season. And I think that's a testament to the work they put in, and it's working at 5-on-5 because they have cohesiveness. And like Kachuk's injury is really the major one this season. Right. And that's good.
Yeah, other than David Perron,
right.
Yeah, you had Shabbat miss some time, but that was a glaring injury because that really showed that how weak this D-core is overall depth wise. Ridley missed a bit of time.
Here and there, they've had some games. Like Pinto missed some games, but also I think games missed is just going to be higher because of the condensed schedule. Like Pinto missed, I think, 3.5 weeks, and he missed like 12 games. So it looks worse, but you're right. Like I just think that they've been able to kind of keep some lines intact for the most part. Like, Lars Eller missed a lot of time and Halliday stepped right in, and just seeing some highlights here. It's nice playing the late game for the highlights, get to see all the games.
Definitely. Yeah. Although today's out of town scoreboard was not kind this time.
Just a disaster, man. I'm so sick of the way the Habs win games. It's so disgusting.
It's insane, man.
Tampa finally won a game again.
Yeah, the Leafs are so cooked, man.
Oh, what is that?
But they're in a position, Jack, where they got to lose games aggressively, and they're doing a great job of it because I think it's top 5 protected their pick. So, like if you finish 6th, that is devastating. They got to make sure they're in the top 5 so that they keep their pick this year.
Here's Jim. Appreciate that, Jim. And something for us to chat about here. Cousins has been the best cheap contract player Staios brought in. Needs to be re-signed big time. Cousins have been Staios' best moves. I mean, Nick Cousins having a great season, and he's played a huge role on this team, right? And I don't know how you feel about that, but like a cheap contract, I don't know who else. Maybe Gaudette was really good last season. That would be the only one I can say challenges that. But
that was
what do you have?
that was
15,
crazy.
17 goals or something like that last season. He was and he was at 5-on-5 when they were a bad 5-on-5 scoring team. Imagine they didn't have him. Oh
yeah, seriously, yeah, that would be crazy. At that price point, Nick Cousins has been very good for what he's producing at only making like $850 or $825, whatever it is. And you need to find guys like that you're getting good value on those contracts. So yeah, that was a good deal. And look, you got to give credit to Nick Cousins. Like when he was signed, it was like, all right, we got a rat. Like we got a guy that's just going to piss guys off. And obviously he does that. But don't discredit his offensive ability. Like he scored some nice goals. He's playing good defensively on this line with Pinto and Matteo. And when's the last time we saw Nick Cousins take a stupid penalty? It's been a while. And that was a big detriment to his game, is like you cannot afford to have him out there in big moments because he's going to hurt you with a bad penalty. And he hasn't been doing that. He's been consistently on this third line. Like that's a guy I thought was going to play fourth line minutes for sure. At the start of the year, Ross and I were like, all right, we've seen enough of Nick Cousins. I think we called for him to spend some time in Belleville even. Like we were like, all right, let's get him down there to figure out his game and give someone else an opportunity here. But he's really stuck around and he's made a case to be a contributor on this team.
I think when he got moved to that Pinto and Amadio line is when those penalties stopped. Like he clearly needed to kind of keep it in check and defend here because he's playing against the best players. Like he's locked in. And I think when he was on that line with Perron on the fourth line, they were just taking all these penalties all the time and it just wasn't working. So yeah, credit to him for doing that. I completely agree. Like it's been a really nice pickup. He played a key role for dirt cheap, and when you can assign guys like that, that's how you win in this league, right? You got your top guys doing whatever, but when you have a guy at that cheap of a price point contributing the way he has, it goes such a long way. It's cost per point or whatever you want to call it. Even if he's not contributing on the scoreboard, it's just positive minutes from Nick Cousins. And then, yeah, Dylan Cousins trade-wise, easily his best trade, I think, so far. The Olmark one, I still think is a great trade on face value because, look, I mean, the issues have been inconsistency, whatever it is, not playing quite to the level he had before. But Olmark has been better than anything they had before him, hands down. Like that's not even close to me. So yeah, I still think that's a really good trade too.
Yep, agreed. That's definitely Cousins been a big move. Zetterlund, we're waiting on that. We'll see how Fogle turns out. Obviously, you got the Lars Eller signing that hasn't quite worked out the way you would hope, but
Michael Amadio signing's been very good.
I think Amadio, that's a good one. Yep.
I mean, Giroux's contract this season with Staios Steel, that's a good one. I think Ridley Gregg extension is probably his cleanest extension yet.
Yep.
I mean, he's only done that one in Pinto, but I guess
Allmark.
Yeah, so I'd say Ridley Gregg is easily the best one. Looking like a top 6 winger right now, and the thing you're hunting for on the trade market, maybe. So he's stepped up internally. I think that's it. Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of moves. It's actually interesting. I think Perron was the first player that Staios brought in that he moved on from out of his whole regime, let's say, like the last few years, right? Like there might have been a UFA I guess technically, yeah, but like a guy where he was like, yeah, you know what? I'll move you. You're done, not him leaving. Because Gaudette got more money in San Jose. He was going to get in Ottawa.
Yeah.
We're going to see him. We're going to see him on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm excited. And like those are not easy games.
Not by any means.
The Ducks, I know you love watching them, Jack. They're an exciting team that can really pick up points quick. Like Beckett Seneke, Cutter Gauthier, and now they just added John Carlson on that back end. Like
Mason McTavish,
yeah,
Zellweger, Mintnyakov, Lacombe. Yeah, they've got some pieces.
They've got guys, and when Dostal is playing his game, he's hard to beat. And then the Sharks this is not the Sharks of the past. Like, Macklin Celebrini can beat you on his own. And then they've got guys around there too, like Toffoli, that Graf kid has been popping off recently. You got Will Smith. They're a little tougher to play defensively with guys like Orlov there. Klingberg's playing good. So, yeah, those are not too easy gimme games. They're going to have to battle for those points.
Yeah, I watched last night when I got back from my beer league game. I watched the Habs and the Ducks, their shootout. And every guy that came over the boards for the Ducks, I'm like, oh my God, this team is so good. Like, Leo Carlson didn't even shoot in the shootout. And I think that guy is a stud. I love watching him play. Lots of great pieces on the Ducks. So we'll see that. One of those teams, I think, because I said it after the Oilers game, thankful that the Sens don't have to play them more than twice a season, because they're that good. And the Sens handled both those teams in November on their Cali trip. They won both games late in regulation, but they won both, played their game, and got a 1-goal win in regulation in both. So, they've had some success. It's not like these teams blew them out of the water or anything like that, but still, each are a force to be reckoned with. And the schedule just doesn't lighten up. I know that their strength of schedule isn't at the top of the league anymore, which is nice. Boston's and Columbus, they are.
Yep.
Fun fact. But it's good to see. A lot of reasons for optimism. Pillsy, I don't know if you want to stick around here because we got a late game. If you're okay with that,
let's stick around. I'm chilling. Yeah,
let's do it. All right. Now, the last game we did that for, and the only time we've done that,
oh boy,
was the collapse. TM, like against the Montreal Canadiens. Probably just the worst feeling I've had on here. And I sat here and watched the U.S. beat Canada for gold.
And you sat through the beatdown.
Yeah, well, yeah, just the feeling I had after that Habs one was just brutal, man. Like,
so bad, dude.
we were in I think today our most watched Sens stream for sure, with replays probably, and oh man, brutal. But yeah, we'll hope for a different outcome here. With what's been a good effort in the first period. I'm coming to expect this now, night after night from this team. They're hot.
Yeah, there's no reason not to expect it. They've been playing really good throughout this stretch here. I like this initiative by the Kraken. If you lost your hat, you can get a free hat from them. You fill out a form to get a free hat. That's smart.
Do you think the Oilers did that for Draisaitl when it wasn't actually his hat trick?
Yeah, so many people lost a hat on a fake hattie. Oh,
have you ever thrown your hat for a hat trick?
I haven't. I don't know if I've seen a hat trick. I'll start with that. I can't think of in my mind a hat trick, and then I haven't been close enough to make it on the ice. So, and I got to be honest, hats are expensive, man.
I'm not throwing this thing.
I don't want to throw a hat. I just got this new hat, Jack. I know you got the same one. Not cheap, and I like my hats.
No shot. I'm throwing one of these. I'd maybe throw a toque. Just because I feel like I have so many, I don't really wear them that often, to be honest.
Sure. Like, get a toque out there,
and
you get a little more distance with that. Scrunch it up, really fire it.
Yep. Put a beer can in. No, I'm kidding. Don't.
Well, speaking of affordability, you can't lose a hat and a beer.
Oh yeah. Whenever I see a fan and like a jersey get thrown on the ice, now if it's in the library, I love seeing jerseys on the ice.
Yeah.
Look at Cousins again.
Oh,
his hands are going
to shoot there, but he's trying things. I like it.
His hands are really good tonight with the puck. You can point to this stretch for the Sens overall, like when their season kind of turned around, when they put Greg, Tkachuk, and Cousins together, and it's amazing how getting one line to be that good just kind of let the rest fall into place, right? Like let Greg stay out of that shutdown role because he stepped up offensively. It let Tkachuk stay away from Stutzlo, which has been huge.
Yep.
Getting both of them separated at even strength. And then the Cousins, Pinto, Amadio line came into their own after that. And then obviously this fourth line's been the newest kind of combination that like these are the 12 guys. I think if they make the playoffs, it's game one for sure.
Yeah.
Even without Halliday. Like I think Halliday's not in this lineup, I don't think, if they're all going.
Probably not. Green definitely prefers his veterans, but yeah, that would be the only. Oh, dupe.
Oh, Shane Pinto. Did I hit him?
Yep, he got that.
Big one for Pinto. He's got some tape on his neck there too. You see that? There we go. Do you think Zub was shooting for the bank
Oh,
there?
there's our guy, Scott Scarrow there. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Do you think Pinto or Zub was shooting for the bank here because this was going way wide?
No, I don't think he was shooting for the bank. I think he did. I don't know if Zoob's got that in his bag.
I know. Look at this. He might have been.
Actually, yeah, let's go with that, Jack. But good play by Pinto there. Playing the body, going to the net.
Don't let Shane Pinto get hot, man. That's a guy, if he gets hot, this team is going to win a lot of games.
Yeah, we need the LOSP stat department to let us know what the record is when Pinto has a goal and an assist. I bet that's got to be sparkling numbers.
Probably pretty good, yeah. 17 goals. I know he got a lot of those in October and November, but
yeah,
that's still, if he gets to 20, that's a great season out of Shane Pinto.
We need him to be in the 20s, especially at the new price point he's going to be at.
It's just interesting because you can get two different kinds of 20 goal scorers. You can get a guy who scores 15 in 30 games and then 5 the rest of the way, or you can get a guy who scores 1 every 5 games, right?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want? And I think Pinto's a streaky one, and I'll take the streakiness because he's not their top guy. But when he chips in, it takes the load off the shoulders of a guy like Stutzla because, again, he hasn't. I don't think Timmy has touched the puck tonight. I'm not kidding. And it's 3-1 Sens.
There hasn't been a lot from Timmy tonight, which is okay.
Here we go. Zetterlund.
Yep.
Fogle. Oh. That would have been a nice deflection there for his first. I thought that went in.
Good stick by Fogle there.
Yep. Yeah, and I should say, like, I think Halliday could be in this lineup. Don't get me wrong. I just, because of the role it is, I prefer Eller just because it's more of a, like, go out there and get me a face-off and then kind of just low-event minutes is what they need from the fourth line. Halliday, you want him to be on the second power play, touch the puck, and do all this.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's where Halliday's effective, though, is him on that second power play really helps. Like, you notice a difference when Halliday's there and when he's not.
No DP now, so that's another hole there that they now have to fill. I don't know who they'd actually put out there. I'm trying to think who was out there in Calgary because Halliday wasn't playing.
Well, you got Spence and Shabbat.
Yeah, Zetterlund, Pinto, and Giroux, I guess.
Yeah,
that's probably it. But you could put Greg out there. You could get.
Yep.
That's probably the last guy, to be honest. Not many other options. So yeah, I mean, Halliday's got that value there for sure. But just at even strength, I prefer Eller out there with those guys. Yeah. Cousins again.
I like that idea.
I don't know what that clock is at for the Kraken, but it's getting higher. Still just 5 shots and a delayed penalty. Jensen, see that move? Made a nice move at the line. He's watching his partner dipsy doodle. He's like, I want to try. All
right, a real power play coming up here.
Yeah, here we go. So maybe we'll see the second unit here. Yeah, but I think it's been Pinto, Zetterlund, and Giroux for forwards. I don't know if I love Spence out there, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, I like a more traditional one defenseman power play.
I would like it if it's a guy like Yakimchuk who's got a bomb when he eventually comes up. Boy, I know he had a good game today, but boy, Ross just burying my credibility with the Yakimchuk's a -37 tweet. I'm like, oh no, I can't keep punching this narrative, man, because it was not -37 the last time I checked. I promise. Like it's been a bad couple of games.
No, Jack, you can't back down now.
It doesn't change how I feel about him as a prospect. And I'm honest. I'm being honest here, Pilsy. Like on this team, like what we're watching right now, I doubt Yakimchuk is going to be a -37.
Yeah.
But yeah, but he's a guy I'd put out on the power play as a shooter. But I don't know if Spence has that in his game. Kachuk.
Spence can't. I remember. I'm blanking on when it was, but get it, Brady. There we go. Spence can rip it though. Like he doesn't have that consistent bomb, but I do remember he had one goal where I couldn't believe how good it was.
But just I think he'd be good as a quarterback, but like on the flank, it's different, right?
Fair.
Here's Timmy. Can Timmy extend the point streak here?
I want to see him shoot it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Right here.
Oh,
little predictable.
Yeah.
Ullmark touching the puck for the first time in
It's been
20 minutes of game time. Have they had a shot since their goal?
I
can't remember.
Maybe one. Okay, second unit out here.
There's Pinto. Giroux.
Yeah, I want to see a replay of that chance because I think they did one too many passes.
That was a good look. That was almost in. This one, eh? Yeah.
Or I think maybe Brady should have fed that back to Timmy. Maybe that's what I wanted to see there.
It was a little too slow, but it was a nice little setup. So I don't want to also quick looks here. Giroux shooting? What is this? What happened? Why that's so rare?
Yeah. So Ridley's on this unit.
Okay, yeah. So no Zetterlund.
So the issue with this is they don't have a shooter with Zetterlund not there.
That's what I mean. And then Spence is in that spot. Like Pinto's a shooter, so get it. There we go.
Yeah, Pinto works in that bumper spot, which they're trying to set up here. Yep.
Crash and bang. Nothing.
Okay.
All right. Not bad.
I don't hate it.
Whoa.
Easy Ullmark goal. Man.
Has he had like a misplay with the puck that we've seen? I'm trying to think. I don't know if he's ever had like a bad exchange behind the net, but he's never given it away. Like,
yeah, I can't think of a major blunder, but I'm not confident with him handling the puck.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't love Spence in that spot. I don't know.
And especially like right there at the net. Like he's not that guy.
He's too tight to the net there too. Like you got to hang out in the soft area a little bit more. He just went right to the post. They gave Seattle a shot there. They got to take that away because that's not a shot. Whenever it went back down to Ullmark, right?
Yeah, let's see if they take that off.
We're getting stingy. 6 shots? Are you kidding? No, it's 5.
Yeah. What is this?
Respect this team's defensive game.
Ooh.
I just want that clock to come back up.
Yeah, we love that graphic.
But I think that's what I was saying. Sorry, when Cousins his skate there hit Schwartz, I think it was.
Yeah.
We were talking about when that season where they brought Jacques Martin in to like instill the defensive game in them, and it was just kind of a lost season. They were losing a lot. But then I remember the first couple of times I saw that shot clock when I was watching. I was like, okay, here we go. Like this is something to build off here. Like they're building a defensive game here, and look what it's turned into 2 years later.
Big time. Have we seen Schwartz back? I don't think so.
I don't believe we have, no.
Yeah, so that's another thing to monitor. Seattle down a man, and Schwartz is a big part of this team.
He is. Good player in St. Louis for years as well.
Yeah, he's a nice two-way guy.
Here we go.
Oh, come on, Zetterlund. Oh!
Eller? Oh,
ooh.
Nice pass by Zetterlund, too. See, like I've liked Zetterlund's game a lot. I really do. I just think he crashes and bangs.
Same, but at what point does he have to start producing?
But have to start producing to do what? Like to get more minutes, I guess. But again, like if he starts playing well on this line, are you going to blow up the rest of the lines? Probably not. Like, I think this is if he's producing, it's in this role, and it looks like he's getting more comfortable with it.
Yeah, I mean, really his incentive is to produce and play in a way that gets you on that second power play unit.
Sure. Yeah.
That's kind of your only opportunity. I
do think that get him out there. Like there should be no reason to keep him off. Yeah. I think it's not like he's been playing poorly enough to warrant that. I feel like
no, I agree.
All right, let's check the chat. We got a lot of comments here. A lot going on before the commercial break. And yeah, I mean, I think this is middle of conversation. I'm picking this up, but what do you think of this line? Like so far here, Pills? I've noticed them a lot.
I've liked it, yeah. And I mean, like those are all good players in their own right, and they each bring kind of something different to the table. And if you're Zetterlund, you got to look at this and be like, sucks, I'm on the fourth line, I'm not getting the minutes I want, but those are good players to be with. Especially you're going to get a chance with Warren Fogle here, so yeah, it's a pretty good fourth line, honestly.
If I'm very excited about it, if that can maintain some chemistry and build it. And I know what Fogle can bring, and I'm not saying he's the savior and he's going to make this team a Stanley Cup contender, but he'll just keep doing more of what we expect, and he'll blend right in, which he already has. I haven't felt like he's lost out there by any means.
Yeah.
Cleven's hardest shot. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a bomb right before that. Right before this happened, he had a 95-mile-per-hour slap shot. So like
You know what, Pilsy? I'm not giving enough credit to that shot by Tyler Cleven. That's on me, because that's a crossbody one time. I didn't really realize that.
Oh, there's Chris Cleven there. Absolute beauty, his dad.
In Seattle, I wonder if that's just like just cause that's not really close to where they're from.
No, they're from North Dakota. So yeah, that's funny he's there. But yeah, he's such a good dude. Every time we go to games in Winnipeg, he's usually there because that's close by, and just an absolute character.
That's great. But yeah, I mean, he's great that he scored there in front of his dad.
Yeah, that's huge.
Shots are 17-6, 3-1 Sens lead.
17-5. That one shot is still in protest.
Yeah, I don't know why they're not taking that off. Maybe they looked at one in the first period that they wanted to give back. I'm also realizing it's 11:30 Eastern.
Yep, we got a ways to go here.
I know, God, and it's obviously I'd rather than be winning than losing, but maybe this game gets a bit sleepy. I think the Sens would take that, and I don't know if I can take that. I need more goals.
That's how they're going to win this game, though, Jack. Is by playing low event hockey here. I think we're going to have to see a good all-mark performance
in the third for sure.
Yeah.
Similar to what we saw. I'm trying to think of a game. The Leafs game. Leafs game was perfect. Like the Leafs had nothing through 2, and then the Sens were up 3, and Ullmark just shut the door in the third, and there was nothing doing. It really is like, I know that they're still pushing, and you want to be careful because they might miss the playoffs. It might happen just based on how the season's gone. But some of the hockey we've watched this year has been the best we've seen in so long. Even the peak Guy Boucher year where they made that run, like that was not perfect. That felt like a lightning in a bottle, even in the moment, I think. But this is just so clinical every night.
And that's why we need to see them make the playoffs, because they're playing playoff type hockey. Like this is the type of hockey that leads to success in the playoffs, and if they can get there, they'll be fun.
I'm not kidding, Pilsy, and this is going to be, again, bulletin board material if they lose or don't make the playoffs or whatever. I'm not scared of a team in the East with the way the Sens have played. And that might, maybe not scared. Like Tampa would not be an easy series. I don't think the Sens would be favored in that one by any means. Like they'd be the underdog. That's a tough team to beat. Same thing with Carolina, a little bit less so, but Carolina, same thing.
Yeah.
But I'm still liking the Sens' chances against every single team in the East. Florida.
I won't word it as I'm not scared of them, but I can see the Sens competing in a 7-game series against any team. And now, ironically, most likely they're going to play either Tampa or Carolina. Mm-hmm. So those are tough matchups, but I'm not sitting there being like they're going to get blown out of the water.
No, and to be also candid, I felt the same way against the Leafs last season.
Yeah.
But they got goalied. Yeah. Like Stolarz was unbelievable in that series, and I don't think enough people talk about how good he was.
Yeah.
The whole time. So they played well enough, and for most of that series, they had a bad start in game 1, but the rest of the series, I thought they were very good.
Definitely. Yeah, like 3 of those games went to overtime.
Yeah, there's a look for Fogle there. First shot on goal.
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah, 3 went to overtime. Even game 1, they had some looks. Second period just got away from them. Like it was there. It was there for the taking, that series. It's still painful to think about, but they played well enough to win it. And yeah, like in terms of maybe scare is the wrong word, but teams I don't like the Sens' chances against, if they were in the West, like Colorado, Minnesota, even we're going to see them again this season, and Dallas and Edmonton, and which Edmonton might not even make it, but just a lot of teams out west with all that top end talent I get worried about. In the East, there's Tampa with Kucherov and Point and that top line. But then the rest of the teams are kind of just good teams, like top to bottom, like the Sens are really. And I like their top guys versus those guys' top guys. But we'll cross that bridge mid-April when they're in. How about that?
Definitely, yeah.
Oh boy. Mark might have got a piece of that. Little dipsy-do play. Smart.
Yeah, I like that. Slow it down.
Big fan. That was my go-to move as a winger.
Nothing wrong with that. You're so trained to just go north, but sometimes you just got to slow it down like that.
Nothing wrong with just keeping possession, not turning it over. Don't force anything.
Yeah. Give guys a chance to change.
Yep. Oh, I just misplayed by Shabbat. Ooh. I think Omar got a piece. Oh, maybe not.
No. But he was in position. That's good.
There. He really has just looked a lot better, which is really encouraging.
Yeah.
Zetterlund shaking up a little bit.
You look gassed.
Yeah. That could be something that we're just not even aware of. And the Sens, as much of a Canadian market and as open as they are with the media and what we know about the team, they keep a lot under wraps, eh? Like, no, the Perron trade was broken by them. What a goal. What a goal, man. 3-point night for Shane Pinto. What a pass. He's hot. Michael Amadio, goals in back-to-back games. Nope, that's not right. But he scored in Edmonton.
Let's go. And that's a good play right there. I'm excited to watch this replay.
Just dogs on a puck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like clinical cycle. Like just perfect.
And look at Amadio getting to that spot.
I was going to say, I mean, he scored in Pittsburgh right before the break. So that's what, 3 goals in 7 games for Amadio, whatever that is. That's huge for him, man. He had 1 in 45.
And what's something we've been saying, and I know you've been on this, Jack. You had that tweet where you were like, I want to break this line up because they're not producing enough.
Mm-hmm.
And now look at how they're looking.
Look, Billsy, when you tweet enough and have enough ideas about this team, you're going to be wrong every now and then.
No, I wasn't putting you on blast. Sorry, that's not what I was meaning to do. I was more just like the Sens fans as a whole have kind of been looking at this line being like, it's great they're checking so well, but they're not producing. So maybe you need to switch something up to make them produce it. I was just using you as the poster child for that take.
So you know what's another take that you told me in the moment that I'm wrong or like said that I don't know if that's popular. You disagreed with me was the McDavid play in overtime with Brady.
Yeah,
and I tweeted that out and there's Brady.
Oh, Cousins almost tapped that.
And I tweeted it out and I had to mute it. Because I was getting just raked for it. And look, I mean,
you had some support. You had some people that were fully on your side. Yeah.
It's not I'd be the first to tell you if I have a take or like an opinion where I'm like, I know I'm alone on it. I'll tell you that. And there's some that I will never tweet because of that. But I just think that if what we do, like we follow this team daily and like every single storyline, every now and then, you're not going to be on the right side of some conversations. It's bound to happen.
Oh, buddy. I know that. Trust me, I know that.
But my thesis for breaking up this line basically was just at the time without Fogle, right? This is before that trade and everything. Like we talked about it all slotting was they were just using them so much against the top opponents. And this was right after the game, the Detroit game right after the break when Larkin burned Pinto for the overtime winner.
Yep.
And then in Edmonton, or not Edmonton, but another game after that where Pinto looked a little bit overused. And I was like, they got to just get him some more offense. Like give him some players who are more offensively gifted. I wanted Zetterlund up with Pinto. Just try it. But now he's got a 3-point night, and that is not something that needs to happen. Like it was bound to break for him at some point, and a huge night for Shane Pinto.
Yeah, and like everyone on that line is buzzing. Nick Cousins, 2 assists, Amadio, a goal and an assist. Like that line's getting it done.
I guess my my point was on home ice, like to not to stop using them against the top unit, but just to use other guys more, because there was a stretch there where Stutzlo was averaging like 2 minutes less a game than Pinto was in the last little bit.
Yeah.
Like that's
Especially
a bit of a
I think it was
gap.
the Oilers game was the big one that was like that.
Yeah, like they're just throwing Pinto out there all the time, and when you're playing guys like McDavid and Draisaitl and Kucherov and Point in Tampa, like they're going to throw those guys out there a lot. You gotta at some point be comfortable having Timmy out there and Cousins and use them enough where you're kind of ditching that matchup, and I just don't want them to use them too much. But on the road, it's great because you can throw them out there whenever you want, especially against a team like the Kraken. You don't need to match up against anyone.
Yeah.
It does just depend on the team you're playing and who's out there. The way they set up their lines, like when they play Montreal on Wednesday, that's a team where you shut down Suzuki Caulfield at even strength, you're probably okay.
Definitely
for the most part. And I might eat my words here again, but we're not gonna have a stream for that one, so it'll be. Vancouver will actually be the last stream for a few games because I won't be able to do it Wednesday, and then the weekend ones we're going to be at. So
yeah,
maybe for better or worse, not doing the Montreal game. I didn't do the Leafs game, and they won that one big. So
yeah, let's go with that. Good spin zone.
Yeah.
Pinto right back out there. Let's see it.
Zub. Oh, 92.
Yeah.
I love Zub's game against Calgary. I thought he was so good.
Yep.
Unsung hero for this whole team. Just a top defenseman.
Yeah, especially because he plays with Sanderson, right? Like Sanderson takes a lot of that shine. But Zub's been so consistent.
I love watching him around the net and his play, like boxing out, and he got a penalty for it against Calgary, but just how good he is at that. There goes Fogle.
And I think we're going to see the fourth line a decent amount now that they got a 4-1 lead here, and they've been playing well. So it'll be good to see Fogle in more situations.
I'd imagine, yeah. I think we will. Did you back to the trade? Just the second round pick. Did that kind of turn you off? Like, were you like, "What are they doing? Second round pick." Look at Timmy.
The fact that it was the 2026 second round pick, that I don't love that, because especially the trend is everyone was trading 2028 picks. We even saw a couple 2029s. The 2027s were moving. Oh, nice play there. So the fact that it was this year's and their highest valued draft pick, I didn't love seeing that. I got to be honest, but maybe that was the sticking point for the deal, and you had to do that. I think Fogel's going to make it worth the while. Like if he can get back to that 40 points, yeah, and that's another thing. Everybody's kind of talking. Maybe the idea that first is coming back has Steve Stais comfortable moving that pick.
I will say his answer this time, because he's asked about it like every press conference, and Bruce asked him. It was a bit of a funny, they laughed about it at the end yesterday, but his answer was different a little bit. He's like, I'm not aware of any of those conversations going on. Right. Maybe there are conversations going on. I don't know. I got another discussion we can get into here on the chat just as the game goes on. But I wanted to mention too, with the picks, I'm with you, because that was their only pick. Basically, they have a lot of thirds this year, but you ideally don't want to wait until the third round to draft.
Yeah.
Unless you're a playoff team. And if this team makes it, and I talked about the matchups in the East, I like their odds against anyone, basically. Here we go again. I could stick.
Cousins open.
Sanderson. Oh, boy, Brady's passing has been so good this year, man. That was a great pass again. His vision.
Especially because everyone just thinks he's going to shoot. So now that he's got that playmaking,
Sanderson just got sat on.
Jeez.
He got off the ice too. Yeah, so Clevin, man. Every time a guy on the Sens gets hit, Clevin is like right away. I love it. His timing is
his
great.
role. Yep.
But yeah, they could go on a run, Billsy. And if they do in the playoffs, if they make the second round or something and improve on what they did last year and they lose, no one's going to be caring about a first or a second. Like, let's be honest. That'll be out of the window if they make the playoffs, I think.
Yeah, and obviously a bit selfish of me. Ross and I love covering the draft, and now
That's fair.
Not having a pick in the top 64.
Oh, what a shot!
Yeah, that I'm. Oh, I think that was Sanderson. No, Clevin.
That's Clevin.
Yeah. I'm not upset with that goal. That was just an absolute bomb.
Yeah. They were running around a little bit in their zone. Yeah. Bad play. Pinto just gave it right to him.
And look at all that traffic in front.
Yeah,
he's in a good position. Yeah, that's... Oh.
Just wired it.
Tolvanen's a good player, man. He's sneaky. And I think he was a waiver wire pickup for them.
There's a lot of guys on Seattle where you just go, wow, that's a good player.
Yeah.
All right, this game's obviously still close, so I'm not going to there's a discussion in the chat there that I wanted to kind of get your thoughts on. Maybe it's more for postcast chat, but it was about the goaltending for Monday and if you give Reimer a game.
Yeah. Let's save that for the intermission.
Yeah. I was getting a bit casual there. I thought this was going to be a bit of a route for the Sens with the chances they were getting, but next one's big again. Let's see how they respond. They answered right away, and that's a good shift. Fourth line shift. Just get it in the ozone. Yeah, he hammered that, but it was a turnover. Like Pinto. I mean, Pinto has 4 points tonight.
Yeah,
just a little assist there because he shoveled it up the wall, thinking someone was there, and Tolvanen just walked right into it. What's the chat saying? What are we? Can't sit back in the third. I completely agree. That's a good point. It can't be Edmonton. Was that a dirty hit on Sanderson? Some people saying it was dirty.
I'd have to see it again. The only thing I didn't like is how, like you mentioned, he kind of sits on him after, like to make the hit and get off him. It seemed like he kind of lingered on top of him for a bit there, but
yeah.
Apparently Sanderson to the room. That's scary.
No.
And that's from medic. So if he's a medic, that's not good. He knows.
Don't say that. They're going to show it when we get back here. I mean, you want to talk about killing the vibe of what everything I was just talking about. Anything to Jake Sanderson is just an absolute blow. We talked about the depth up front, but if one guy on the blue line goes down, they don't
especially
quite have.
Top.
Yeah. One guy goes down, but if it's that guy, not good. He's he always comes back. Sometimes he'll go to the room sometimes and
yeah, I'm trying to see if anyone's saying more on Twitter about it.
He was grabbing his shoulder, someone said? No. Oh, now they're showing his stats too.
Yeah.
No, don't do this to us. Loose puck recoveries. He's first. He's 1,700 loose puck recoveries.
Dude. Oh, there he is.
Oh, this is the hit.
Oh, no. Okay. Oh.
No.
Oh, yeah. Holding the shoulder there. That's not good.
He's not on the bench.
And the trainers are talking to the coaches. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Bills, he's seen an Ottawa Senator grab his shoulder in pain is
PTSD.
Enough PTSD for me. Uh-oh. Okay.
All right. Well, let's not jump to conclusions. Let's see how this goes.
Nice hit,
Timmy. Attaboy.
There we go. What a player. That's just setting the tone physically.
Yeah. That's what Tim Stützle does.
Yeah. Shabbat gets around.
This is going to get physical here.
He's hurt too. His hand.
Yeah, so, a piece of equipment fell off him. You can see it over there at the boards.
Is
Or is that a stick
It might
plate
be
or
a
what is
stick.
that?
If
Oh my
Shabbat, if
God.
Shabbat's hurt too, like we're cooked, Pilsy.
Yeah, we cannot have that happen.
Back-to-back shifts. Come on. There's just no organizational depth for what those two do for this team.
No. None. I mean,
One-
no
we-
team has the depth to cover your
No.
1 and 2 defensemen.
Yeah, Seattle just ramped up the physicality here.
Yeah, they're buzzing now.
I think you're right. This is going to be a chippy finish to this game.
Yeah.
Here we
Here we go.
Nice.
Yep.
Pinto.
Pinto. Shoot that.
Oh, that was there.
Yeah, this isn't good here. Gents and Spence playing together.
Yeah, I'm going to need to see 85 back on the bench quickly.
Yeah.
Jensen Spence is just a pairing I thought I'd never see.
Yeah. There we go. Allmark could not be that deep in his crease, though.
That was very deep.
Okay, Shabby's good.
Oh, no Sanderson, though, bro. The one guy, like.
Oh.
Wind knocked out of him, maybe?
Yeah. Or maybe just his arm got pinched.
It's his arm. He's had so many wrist issues in his career, though. That's why I'm.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can replicate the feeling I had when I looked at the chat and they said Sanderson to the room. Like that just.
Yeah. It's not good.
It's great the Shabbat's back out there, at least. Let's get to the intermission here and maybe we'll get a tweet here. We know the Sens media is on the road, some of them, just because of the deadline, which is a nice change having them out there.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get something.
All right, let's close this period out clean.
Whoa, Timmy. See, that's like, just go back to Shabbat there. You just force that.
Yeah.
It's too much. Nice play. Seattle's starting to push after that second goal.
Yep. All right, middle left.
Nice.
Nice pass.
Going after Montour a little bit there in the corner like that. He was the one who hit Sanderson.
Yep.
I think those two play together in Buffalo too.
Yeah, true.
Maybe that was more of that. I want to see that hit on Sanderson again because it was, you don't know if it's the hit or the bringing him down to the ice.
Yeah, it looked like the takedown to me was the issue.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen a ghost, Pilsy.
Yeah, it's a dark cloud for sure. Hopefully we get some sort of update or see him back.
Got Clevin Jensen out there right now.
Yeah.
Shoot
Shoot that.
Ah. Clevin was getting ready for a hit there.
Yeah, I like the Sens coming back with physicality though.
Yeah, because
They're going to be pushed around.
They don't get pushed around. Like that's one thing they'll never be. And I think I like it when one of their guys gets hit or whatever, and then you can tell the next few shifts they really wake up.
Definitely.
All right. I mean, great period overall, but dark cloud, like you said, hanging over it after Sanderson left with about 4 minutes left. He went to the room, and we have not seen him since. So,
yeah,
we'll see. I mean, actually, I think he went in when it was 4-1, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see the health of Jake Sanderson. But yeah, again, great period. The offense came alive there. All 5-on-5 goals. 4 of them tonight. And Pinto has 3 points.
Yeah, 4-2. You're in a good spot. They're still dominating. The Kraken are buzzing. They're pushing back though, but the Sens aren't backing down. They're matching the physicality. They're taking their shots still. So I'm having a tough time focusing, Jack. My mind is just racing, thinking what happens if Sandy's out. Oh my god.
Well, I'll tell you what happens, Bill. Like if Sanderson's out, it changes quite a bit. Like they are not as good of a team without number 85. Like he's their best player. He's the most important player. The magnitude of that injury would not be like I think the last guy who could get injured on this team. So we'll see. We'll see. Even in a game like this, like just the situations he plays, like if he's out for this game and they kind of got to reevaluate, like maybe I mean, at this point, just the way he went off, I don't know, man. You never want to speculate, but that instant reaction grabbing
and right to the room.
You see with those shoulder injuries though, like it's immediate pain for these guys. Like we've seen it all the time with Norris and Pinto even, and we're calling White back in the day. Like they're immediately like can't even move, almost kind of pain. That wasn't that. So I don't know if Jake Sanderson just built different, but he definitely got up, didn't feel good. And then right when he got back, you saw him kind of reach for his left shoulder or his right shoulder, maybe one of the two. And
it definitely looked like a shoulder thing.
So yeah, like that's not great. And this is a guy who takes a beating too. He just gets hit so many times on the forecheck from the other team, plays so many minutes, and really has never really had major injuries here. So we'll see what happens. But maybe if it's just for this game, other guys are gonna have to step up defending a 2-goal lead. Like Clevin and Shabbat are gonna play a lot of hockey in the third period here.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Clevin really play a big role here, especially he's having a really good game, so there's no reason why he shouldn't get more time here. But it'll be interesting to see if that affects the Sens now. We talked about Seattle being down a man with Jaden Schwartz out, so now the Sens out a even bigger time on ice guy. So this could have major effects on the rest of this game, and especially like Sanderson plays top minutes, top power play, kills penalties. So all situations are affected when Jake Sanderson's not there.
He's a Norris defenseman. He's good enough. I mean, they flashed his stats right before cutting to his injury, which is great. Thanks, Sportsnet. He is 1700s loose puck recoveries, which is a cool stat. That the best way to measure that is that's just a dog. If you're recovering loose pucks like that, it's good skating and winning battles. And he does so well at that. The stretch passes, like everything runs through Jake Sanderson on this team. And hard to think of a more valuable piece for the Sens right now. So look, we'll cross that bridge, but I'm with you. It's hard to focus on anything else. And I think a lot of Sens fans probably feel the same way, but let's just talk about the goals there. Like that Pinto Mario Cousins line. Who would want to break that up? Pilsy, what are we talking about? Whose idea was that? Shane Pinto's been awesome tonight.
Yeah, he's been so good. And that's a good play of them. That's a board battle behind the net where Cousins keeps it alive, pokes it to Pinto, and then Pinto with yet another great pass. This one right to Amadio, but credit to Amadio as well. You got to find yourself in that space. You got to keep moving to keep that play going. Like I think maybe at times when you see that puck battle going on behind the net, your instinct is like, okay, let me sit back and see how this goes. And whereas Amadio is like, no, I'm confident my boys are going to win this one. I'm getting open. I'm going to the net, and Pinto's going to feed me here, and he's ready for it, and he buries it. And for Amadio, like that's not a guy that typically is in the slot like that and is burying like that. So for him to be on it and to be ready for it and to capitalize, it's good to see. So this third line has easily been the best line for the Ottawa Senators tonight, and they're playing decent minutes here too. I think I'm just looking like Pinto's played at 11:42. That's the highest of any forward except Timmy. Timmy played 13 minutes. It's crazy to me. I feel like I haven't seen him at all.
A little quiet.
But they're rolling the lines nicely here, Jack. Like if we're going by shifts, 17 is the most shifts. We got a bunch of guys in that area. And then Lars Eller is the lowest with 12. So like they're really rolling the lines here, which I'm loving.
Yeah, shots were 12-5 in the first and 13-6 in the second period, and both periods ended 2-1. It's been a perfect road game so far. Now look, and we said it, I mean, I mention it every time I talk, I think, the rest of the game, but if Sanderson's not back against the wall a little bit, but the Kraken are going to push. They did a little bit at the end of the second. But I think the way this team plays, like you're so confident in them sitting on a lead, not sitting, but having a lead like this. Like we're not shaking in our boots here like uncharted territory. This should be like on a tee for the Sens. This is what they do.
Now, the one thing I'll say, Jack, and we just saw recently a 4-2 lead by the Ottawa Senators, and they played that game against the Oilers. They played let's not lose this game. Yeah. You can't play let's not lose this game. You got to play we got to win this game, and you got to keep going here. You can't let Seattle get back into this game. Now, obviously, two very different teams, and Draisaitl had 5 points. So it's his right shoulder there. Draisaitl had 5 points. You're not going to get a guy on Seattle that's going to pull that off probably. But you can't just sit back here. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep playing because if Seattle gets that crowd into it, they're playing physical. If they know you're down your top defenseman, that just opens the door just enough for them to feel like they've got room to kick it down. So I think that's a lesson they got to learn from that Oilers game.
I think you're absolutely right. And the reason I just feel better about this game than that one already, like that one was a wacky game. Like you said, when we started it, right? It was 2-2. And it was 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2. And then the Sens scored 2 in the second, but this one's been Sens were down early. They answer right back 2-1. They've been leading basically the whole night. So I feel a bit better about that, about it from that perspective. Right. And I think, again, like we said too, it's going to be Olmark's busiest period probably, but it'd be great if it isn't. If it's more like the Calgary third period, that'd be nice too. Showing highlights here of Carolina and Calgary. But again, none of this is the headline. Even a win tonight, if Sanderson's out, that's the topic of conversation. 2 points or not, because that's a damper on their push here and his health or whatever. I'm watching that playback again when they showed it. It's definitely when he goes down because the hit's not that malicious. It's the body takedown afterwards, and he clearly lands on that right shoulder and then goes to grab it, but. I'm hoping that was just a bit of a stinger or something like that and needed to be, because again, like we've seen the significant shoulder injuries, like they are like in incredible pain right away. And it didn't look like that was the case anyway.
Yeah. I mean, Brandon Pillar, not a doctor, but I got to think that it's not anything too serious, but it's definitely concerning.
4 hits for Dylan Cousins. Most of any forward, which is pretty typical of him. Clevin and Spence are the only defensemen credited with a hit, actually, 2 and 1.
Huh, that's surprising.
Interesting. 3 shots for Sanderson so far.
Let's hope he gets an opportunity to rack up some more shots here.
Yeah, that would be... Man, I'm shell-shocked, Pilsy. Like, he doesn't get hurt. He doesn't leave the game. And doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good about anything. Even just who plays instead of him. If he misses 1 game or 2 games, like...
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Let's get into that discussion about the goaltending. You
Sure.
said some people in the chat were saying maybe to get Reimer in for a game up against the Canucks here, and I'm just going to pull up the schedule here.
I think it's a perfect spot.
I think that's a good spot, especially because your next game is a quick turnaround. Like, that is a heck of a travel day, Jack. 9 p.m. in Vancouver on Monday, and then you're back at home on the 11th, the Wednesday. Like, that's big travel. So yeah, I think you get Reimer in here. Ullmark's played every single game since the Olympic break was over, so he's got games. He's been playing good enough for this team to find ways to win, or at the very least get a point. So yeah, I think Reimer, Vancouver, that's a game you should be able to win regardless of who's in net. Get Ullmark back for Montreal. Then honestly, the weekend, pick a game you want Ullmark to start, whether you want him starting Saturday or Sunday. I don't care, as long as he's not playing both of them, because then you got a back-to-back right after that as well on Wednesday and Thursday. So I think we're going to see 3 Reimer games here in the next, 7? In the next 7, probably 3 of them will be Reimer.
And look, maybe for that reason they don't go they don't go with Reimer on Monday. But I'm with you. I think that's a good spot for them. Unless they lose this one, they choke this away, then I think you just go right back with Ullmark just because you need the points and get desperate. But not the spot they're in, hopefully, anyway. I'm looking at the standings. Look at that. The Leafs second last in the conference. Beautiful.
Crazy.
And they are only 4 points back. 3 more games played, but 4 points back at the Sens. Let's also keep some perspective here. But yeah, I like that. And I think for the weekend, just whatever they feel. I think I was looking at the schedule, and even Wednesday, Montreal plays the night before, so that tough travel from Ottawa kind of gets wiped out. Like, they're playing the Leafs on the Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then the weekend, the Sharks play in Montreal the Saturday night. So I think maybe it's LA. I don't know who.
Yeah, that would make sense. Usually those teams do that swing.
So they're on back-to-back too, so I don't know. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong. I'd probably give Ullmark the Ducks game just because it's a bit of a better team, and probably in the first one.
Yeah, I agree. And Saturday night, or Saturday during the day, yeah.
Although I do like getting Antonio, no, or and I'm mispronouncing no.
Yeah, I'll let you finish your thought there if you want, Jack, and then we can get into this.
Yeah, I saw Levy and I just saw red. No, I'd say that if it was a home and away game, maybe you lean home for Ullmark just because it's a better chance at home and you want to win at home. But I will say, I think for back-to-backs, I'd rather my starter in the second half if you have a coin flip for the opponents. Just because you're probably going to see more shots. That's just how I generally feel.
The rest of the team's tired. Maybe you want your better guy there. Antonio here saying, do you call up Levy instead of Reimer? For me, that's a no as well. You got to keep Levy and Belleville, and he hasn't necessarily been good. I mean, Belleville hasn't been good, so you can't put all of that on Levy, but his last 3 games, 872 save percentage, 500 save percentage. Now, that was 3 goals on 6 shots in 13 minutes. And then his last game, 846 save percentage. And those last 2 games are up against the Utica Comets. That's the worst team in the division by a mile. So, like, you just can't do that to him. I think you got to let him stay in Belleville and try to figure things out. And look, James Reimer hasn't been terrible. I think he's been giving the team at least opportunities to win. Has he stolen a game? I don't think so. Definitely not. No. But I think you need to trust him at this point. That you brought him in. These are your guys. You have to rely on these guys. You have to show them you trust them. And you can't be doing this goalie carousel. Like the goalie management that this team was doing this year was driving me crazy. It was just insane what they were doing. Just be a stable organization with 2 guys and ride them out.
Yeah, the mismanagement of the crease is going to be something we talk about probably no matter what happens at the end of the year, but definitely if they miss the playoffs, that'll be discussed. That run early in January where, I mean, basically just Levy's run when Ullmark was out is worth discussing alone. Reimer is he's 3-3-1 this year with an 870. Not great, to be honest, like pretty bad stats. But
I mean, what do you expect from a guy in his mid-30s that you signed in January? So
And better save percentage than Levy, who's at an 860 in almost more than twice as many games. So almost 3 times as many starts. Actually, he has 10 points lower as a save percentage. Levy does. So I don't think Marilainen should be seeing the NHL until he proves he can do it again in Belleville. He's just having a bad year overall.
Yeah, I don't. Unless God forbid there's an injury, I don't think Levy Marilainen should have another NHL game this season.
Yeah. And Owen is absolutely right here because look, they are still up by 2. Like the vibes are good. There's been a good game for the Sens overall, but yes, we need to see Jake Sanderson out there just to feel a big sigh of relief. It was late enough in the period that you could see them just being like, all right, just wait here in whatever, or do whatever work they're doing for them. And we'll see. They didn't show Green when the trainer spoke to him, but it was a quick thing. It didn't look like it was a long like towel over the,
and Green just did that's all.
So unless Travis Green is stone cold Steve Austin behind the bench, if your star player is out, you're like,
which he typically is. I feel like we've seen him get injury news and he doesn't react much because as a coach, the camera's on you at that point. They're looking for that. And what are you gonna at that point? He's just processing. Okay, how am I gonna run the lines now? You don't have time to bitch and moan and be pissed about it. You're like, I gotta start thinking here because I gotta manage this decor a whole lot differently now.
No, it's the right way, and definitely. And if he reacted any way, it would have been a bit of an alarm because if it was like an eye roll, even anything, right? But you're right. Like the body language just seemed like, all right. And I guess to your point, it could have just been, he's out for the game, and he's like, all right, and on the inside, he's probably not feeling great. But we'll see. I mean, let's just do glass half full here. Shabbat got hurt on his next shift right after and looked okay and came back out and played. And like if that happened, we'd be in deep trouble. They're still in trouble without him, but not as deep.
Yeah. Here, how about this one? The dude _333. Can you guys explain how Ottawa is number 5 on their power rankings on Money Puck, but everywhere else they're ranked 15 to 18? Well, Money Puck looks obviously a lot closer at the advanced analytics, and the Sens analytically, I got to think it's recently. I don't think it's the season as a whole, but analytically, this team has been really good. Mike Kelly of Sport Logic, he's a guy that has been really pointing out how solid the Sens play and how if they're able to get goaltending, this is a team that can compete with the best of them. So I think that's probably why 5 is quite high. Even for me, that seems surprising. But look, they're 7-1-2 in the last 10 games. Like 1 regulation loss is very good.
I am curious what the dude 333 here means by 15 to 18 and everything else. I think they're a top 10 power play just straight up in percentage.
No, he's talking power ranking though.
Oh, power ranking. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I was looking at power play and I actually fell down a rabbit hole of power play stuff on Money Puck. But I think the power ranking is just because of their analytics, like you mentioned, like absolutely right. Their results are very. They're there now. They're coming now in the second half of the season, but in the first half and especially the middle portion of the season, they were just not getting the results and playing good games. And those losses, like early in January, are going to bite them at some point, and maybe you can call that. But hopefully, it just ends up being they cost them home ice in the playoffs. I really hope that's all it ends up being, and they do squeak in. But I think I've got a spin zone about this chase here, Pilsy, and I'm not seeing 85.
Yeah, they're panning the bench, and there's no Jake Sanderson.
Here's the D. Zub, Clevin. Yeah, that's not good.
There's an empty space right there.
He is not out. The slow, dramatic pan. Jake Sanderson is not returning.
Oh, boy.
Unless he's out there for a twirl, and we just missed that.
Yeah, man. All right, Jack, I'm going to bow out for the third period. I'm going to be back for the postcast, but let's see the Sens close this out.
Hopefully they can. We'll see. Without number 85 to start this period, that will be what I talk about probably the entire period, Billsy. But all right, man. We'll see you in the postcast later tonight. Thanks for joining for 2 periods, and we'll see you later.
All right, see you guys.
All right, that's been Brandon Pillar, co-host Locked On Senators podcast. Love when Pilsy's on here with me, especially during those the extended ones. The vibes were going there. We had to keep it going. And there's Kachuk with a good chance. And nice stop by Decord. And third period's underway. And yeah, folks, like the vibe was just shot there, but obviously this is a good game for the Sens overall. They're playing well. Look at another great chance here, up by 2. But Jake Sanderson not being out is such a blow, and you just immediately your head just starts spinning about their whole season. Oof. We will see the severity. Apparently, yeah, upper body injury will not return. That is really bad news. Like, actually awful news. Yeah, just seeing the tweet now. Sends PR. Okay. Yeah, I hated that play by Montour. We didn't really focus on it a lot, but they showed the replay and the hit's fine, but he just brings him right down the ice and lands full weight on him, and not a clean play by any means. Not like it was a battle and he got kind of tied up or anything like that either. So frustrating for that to happen for a star player. Just a dangerous play by Montour. But yeah, this is, let's just shut it down this period, get these 2 points. Here's Seattle. Nice stop by Ullmark. Got to get these 2 points and then cross that bridge when it comes. And here's Nick Cousins behind the D to Amadio. Try to go back to Cousins. A little breakaway there for Nick Cousins. This line's been awesome all night, all around it. Nick Cousins is just all over the place in a good way. Killing some time. Let's see if they can bring this one home. Here's Fogle. Scores! Warren Fogle! There we go! Welcome to the Ottawa Senators, man. Let's go. All right. The new guy. Great feed from Lars Eller. Fogle slips at 5-hole. There we go. That's his 8th of the season. Warren Fogle, man. All right. Don't look now. 4th line goal. That's got to feel so good for him. Just slipped it right on the ice. Great play. Lars Eller with the feed. That's huge. Warren Fogle on the board from Lars Eller. And again, Zetterlund can't buy a point, and he wasn't really around it on that one, but that's a plus for him. And a lot of good things have been happening when he's on the ice lately. That's a nice cushion. Nice cushion. 3-goal lead here, 5-2. Warren Fogle. Welcome to the Ottawa Senators. The Flames are beating the Hurricanes by a lot. Nice play by Zub. Oh, did Ullmark get a piece of that? Great stop if he did. It was close. Nick Cousins weaseling his way through center. I see Nick Cousins just skates like a weasel, doesn't he? No, barely didn't really get a piece of it, Ullmark. Eberle just seemed to miss that one. So every line has contributed now except for Timmy, Batherson, and Giroux. And here they are on the ice right now. Here's their chance. Stutzlo's point streak on the line too. There he is. Spence has it down low. Shabbat. It's loose in the slot here. Batherson to Timmy. He scores! Timmy, let's go, man. Come on. 6-2. That goes to, is that 12 games now for the point streak, or is it 13? I think that's 12. Tim Stützle, what a feed from Batherson. Yeah, maybe they'll just win by offense if Sanderson's out. It's a great shift. So now all 4 lines have scored. What a feed. Seattle's just running around in their D zone, man. They have no idea where to go. Wide open net for Stützle. Decord almost got that one. I think that's 12 games for Tim. 12-game point streak. 30 goals for Timmy. 30 goals. Wonder if this game gets a little chippy now. 4-goal lead. Five defensemen, though. So it's just going to be a grind for those guys. Look at Amadio's stick. Look at that. Pinto going 1-on-3. What a great start to the third. I think Pinto just took a penalty, though. He's not happy about it. Another penalty against Pinto. He's just not having a good night with this ref. 3 points, 2 penalties. He's upset about it. Let's see. What did he get it for? Isn't that a hook? I mean, that's just not holding the stick in his armpit. Soft call. I understand why Pinto was upset about that one, to be honest. That was bad. All right, 4-goal lead. To the penalty kill they go. This is kind of the first look we've had because they took the high sticking right early in that first power play. So we'll see what the PK can do here. Good possession for Seattle, though. And Everly just shot it out. I think Olmark got a piece. I will say I notice a change here on the Sens PK, and it's the most obvious change. They should have made it earlier in the season, but under Mikey O, they're defending down low much better. Like Everly did not have as much time there on that play as they have usually been giving guys. Yeah, here's the multiple 10-game point streaks in Sens history. I mean, Timmy's, you could argue, is more impressive than what Alfie and Spezza did because they did 15 and 10, and he's done now 13 and 12. His career high is 14, which he set last season. 13 was this year, and now he's 1 game away from tying that. So, and the opponent, I think that one got snapped, I think, against Colorado on the road, those games, the Utah one maybe. Tough games, but the opponents that are on the slate here for Timmy, like you could argue he's probably going to he's got a great chance anyway to eclipse his career high. He's got Vancouver on Monday and then the Habs, who he loves playing, on Wednesday. There's a chance the boys now are going to see some history next weekend if Timmy can get it to 15 games, but we'll cross that bridge. It's nice that he got that one. And he's out there on the PK now. It's been a good PK. I mean, I know it's not exhilarating here what I'm doing on the live stream going on Twitter and stuff, but 6-2. It's a rout. That's a good penalty kill. Solid. Got Shabbat and Zub out there. Zetterlund getting a shift with Cousins and Kachuk after the penalty. Oh. Here we go. 2-on-1. Brady scores. Let's go, man. This is a blowout. The captain. 7-2. I like how this game was over before their two best forwards scored a goal. And you know it's bad when they're not even doing the train. Not even going to the bench. Nice pass by Shabbat. Just ripped it. Decor's not having a good game. Decor is not having a good game. A lot of these should have been saved, but I mean, they're outplaying the Kraken like crazy. Great game. Seven 5-on-5 goals. Is that what it is? No power play goal? So Fogle, Stutzla, and Kachuk all scored here in the first 10 minutes of the third. Here come the Sens, man. Here come the Sens. Don't look now. I'm trying to think if this is the biggest blowout that we've seen. I think it is. A lot of them have been close games. I feel great sitting here because I didn't see the Toronto one last weekend. I wasn't here. I was watching it, but I wasn't doing the stream. And then that's kind of it, I think, for blowout games. Like they've had some this season, but not in the live cast era or live watch party era. Yeah, Timmy has 30 goals. Kachuk had to score because Matthew had a the Vegas game. That's my bad. I did the Vegas game. Good call. Good call by Gillette. I did do the Vegas game. That's right. You know what? You know what's a good sign? A sign of a good team when you can't keep track of how many blowout games they have. That's a good sign. And really to this point, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, the Colorado game on the road, have they been blown out in other games this season? I'm going to go and look at their schedule here. Stand by. Let's check it out because I don't think they have. And by blowout, I mean more than 4 goals, like losing by 4 goals. 4 or more. Let's go all the way back to October. In October, 8-4 against Buffalo. That was in Chicago. Yeah, okay. 7-3. Yeah, 4 goal losses. We'll count those. Boy, they had a bad October. Oof. But also a 7-2 win against Boston there. And 7-1 against... Well, October was weird. Anyway, we don't have to reminisce on that yet. Great for Warren Fogle. Especially because it's a blowout. Like, obviously, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme, that goal. Oh, off the post for the Kraken. Like the 5th goal in a 7-2 game right now. Not that important. But the fact that they have a... he got a goal as a part of that blowout just has to be a good confidence booster for him, especially for a guy who's struggling offensively this year. As noted by a lot of Sens fans. Who do we want to see score if they're going to get another one here? If we want to make it make the 2-point conversion good, because the extra point's good now, but do we want to go for 2? Who would we like to see get one? Batherson, maybe? Greg, all alone. Oh, Greg was going to be another one I picked. Trying to think. Shabbat would be nice. Yeah, Shabbat would be a good one. Zub, everyone's saying Zub. Sandy from the locker room. Jensen would be cool. Zetterlund's the one. Yeah, Gillette on it again. It's got to be Zetterlund, right? Shabbat scored recently, didn't he? He scored after the Olympic break, wasn't it? Everyone's saying Shabbat. Well, I'll tell you what, man. If obviously the guys know that Sanderson didn't come back, they probably saw him in the room. I'm hoping. If that's their response to seeing him injured, that's a good sign. At least little positives there, maybe. I don't know if that means anything. You're spent. Oh, I'm checking the chat. This is what's wrong with me. I'm checking the chat. Looks like there's a goal against here. Oh. Yeah, weird one. All right, 7-3. This is why I don't look at the chat. It's a good 5 seconds before me. Did it tip off Shabbat? Was that his goal? Did we manifest that? Seven three. Timmy lost it in the corner. Tough one. Oh, that was a nice tip in the slot. Who was that? Beniers? Yeah, really nice tip. Not much Olmark can do on that. Just looking at the so I don't know if this is because it went so fast or because Fogle scored at the beginning of the third, so I don't think this is why, but the Sens tweeted out new guy gets his first and they did hashtag goal gif isn't ready yet. I wonder if that's just because so much was going on. I don't know. Yeah, Jake Sanderson upper body will not return tonight. Oh, the replies are just so I mean they're funny, but not for a good reason. A lot of memes I gotta add to my my collection in here. And they're all right. That's the feeling of the fan base on that guy. Oof. I just hope Sanderson's okay. It really doesn't feel good. Even 7 goals, like it's hard to get excited because it's not again like they gotta go and play games and still play and like even without Jake Sanderson, like they're a better team than a lot of players or a lot of other teams. But man, that's a loss. That's a huge loss. If it's any amount of time, like if it's a couple games, that's a huge loss. Looks like Shabbat and Stutzla were having a bit of a discussion there after that goal against. Still enough time for the Kraken to get going if they want. So hopefully Olmark's sharp here. That was a tough one. That was a really nice tip by Beniers. 9 minutes left. Just can't like completely sit back though. They can't like just let the play be in their end the whole time. Obviously with 5D as well, we're going to be a little bit tired. Nice stuff by Zub. Zub is so good. Going to lean on a guy like Zub a lot defensively, obviously. And offensively, it'll be Chabot, which again, like that's a position he's used to being in. Like for if Sanderson's out, like being that top dog, it's not necessarily the same role that Chabot was used to playing. Like Sanderson played a lot of heavy shutdown type of minutes, but we'll just have to see. All eyes will be on the Sens in Vancouver, see the status of Jake Sanderson, and see what Travis Green says post game. Again, it'll be good that the media is on the road. Some of them. I'm assuming they're going to go to Vancouver too. Like I know Julian's there. I think Claire's still there. Brent Wallace is still there. So it'll be good to have an actual scrum and not just Jackson. Which is unfortunate for Jack. Like I feel bad. Like it's a tough spot to be in. It really does suck. There's not more traveling media regularly, but like those scrums on the road are just when it's just him are just kind of pointless in a way. Like you just get a couple of lines of information out, but we'll see. And I know Green's not going to say much more, but we'll maybe get a sense of his tone a little bit. Because I find sometimes when there are longer injuries, he'll say like he'll be out for some time or something right away, and they should know. Michael Amadio notably is at 24 points. He has 27 points, I think, 3 times in his career in 3 consecutive seasons. So if he keeps it up, he's going to eclipse that. I'd say if he doesn't eclipse that, that's a bad sign for the Sens. Nice save by Ullmark there. I don't know if you can consider this survival mode when you're up by 4, but the Kraken have had the puck the whole time, and I think that's fine. They're up by 4. Like, it's not like it's a 2-goal lead here or a 1 goal. And the Kraken ice it, so never mind. What's the chat saying? Yeah, Jason pointing out the schedule. Definitely Boston and Columbus have a tough... They're not sitting back now. Just the last couple of minutes. Not the whole period. Definitely not. But the last few minutes they have. Maybe not now. Oh, there we go. I gotta remember you guys are ahead of me. Keep forgetting. Here comes Greg and Kachuk. Here we go. Greg in front. Nice save by DeCord. How good is this line? Kachuk, Greg, and Cousins. How good are they? Unreal. Pinto in front. Stop by DeCord again. I want 8, man. Come on. Give me an 8 spot. Remember when Seattle hung 8 on the Sens a few years ago? Timmy had a hat trick and like an 8-5 loss or something like that at home. Hang up an 8 spot. Go for 2. Chabot has been out there quite a lot. I like that. I like that, Douglas. You're right, man. I think Kachuk's playmaking's been awesome this season. The physicality hasn't necessarily been there. The shooting, I mean, that was a nice shot on his goal, I guess. But what I've noticed is his playmaking's been so good this season, way better than years past, and his assists are like up there. I don't know how many goals he has. What goal is that for Kachuk? With all the time he missed, like, is he still going to flirt with 30 here? Do we think 16? He won't flirt with 30, but if he can get over 20 goals, close to 25, that's a great season for Brady Tkachuk, considering the time he missed. And I think he's over a point per game. But I also think, a lot of what has made Tkachuk stand out lately is the play with Ridley Gregg and Dylan Cousins. That line is so good. They're so good together. Like a perfect second line when you think about it. And I think at times the reason that Timmy's line is the first line is because of Timmy, but the rest, like I'd say Cousins, Greg, Tkachuk is more of a first line than the other ones. Yeah, like the assist in Calgary was great. He's had so many like that. Yep, great example of how deep they are. I like that Pistol Pete. When Timmy barely scores, yeah, Nick, I think we're all feeling the same way, man. It's just a tough one. Like I really don't think it was a dirty play. It wasn't clean, like I said, but it's not like Montour is trying to hurt him there. I don't think it was just a bad spot, and we'll see. Like if they went into period 7-3, if they went into period this lead, I think I'd feel a lot better about them holding Sanderson out. But the fact that it was a 2-goal game, it was obviously not over. That's not one where you're like, let's live to fight another day. Eller in front alone? Stopped. They're going for 8 here. Look at Fogle. Now Zetterlund's coming in. Kraken have stopped playing. It's probably because they realize there's 5 minutes left and they're down by 4 at home. Clinical game from the Ottawa Senators. Just complete control the entire time. Exactly what I wanted to see. I'd say that the Edmonton game was the hardest one on this road trip, and in that one they cough up the lead, whatever, losing overtime on a power play. The dominant play that we're starting to see now on this trip is a trend, and it's asserting dominance, and it's confirming what we all thought. Like, this is a playoff team in the West that they're doing this to, and I'm not surprised. I think that just goes to show how strong this team is. And what they can do, man, if they keep getting hot and keep getting wins. And again, Jake Sanderson's health is going to be paramount for that. We will keep tabs on how he's doing, and maybe it's takeoff Monday against the Canucks. That's a game that, again, they shouldn't need Sanderson in if he needs a couple days of rest, but it's an upper body injury. We'll see what it is. But this has been just a dominant effort on the road again from the Sens, and I really think the road has been where they've thrived this season. As unfortunate as that is, and they're going to need to turn it on at the CTC if they want to make the playoffs, because their schedule is very home heavy after this trip, similar to last season. But these performances on the road are not something we were used to last year. It was the other way around. Home was where they were strongest. And they've been dynamite on the road. And I don't know what their record is. I think it might be better at home, but I know that this is a pretty common game for them away from the CTC this season. They've been very, very strong. They call that icing? Just needed more whistles, I guess. Slow this game down even more. Oh, Clevin got a penalty. Here's a crazy thing from Sportsnet stats. So Tim Stützle now has a 12-game point streak. He has 3 of the 7 longest point streaks in Senators history. I'm going to read that again. So the 7 longest point streaks in Ottawa Senators history, Tim Stützle has 3 of them. Pretty good. Pretty good. 24 years old. Clevin and McCann went at it, I guess, behind the play. Oh, he might get... Sorry, I wasn't even watching. That was a high cross check by Clevin. That could be more. And you got to hope that's not more than a penalty tonight with the health of Jake Sanderson in question. Uh-oh. So how does this work? Because they review it as a major, if they call a 5-minute here, obviously he's done for the night. Is it an automatic review for a suspension? Is that how that works? That was a little high. Eberle, who just extended with the Kraken, and Brady. The captain's getting explained what's going on. Shouldn't be that complicated. He got the boot. A 5-minute major for cross-checking. Okay, another defenseman gone. Also notable because they got to kill this off here. Like the Kraken can score as many times as they want here. 3:25 left. That felt like it kind of rode up. I don't know if that was directly in the face. Oh, McCann got one too. Does that mean it's 4-on-4? No, it's 5-minute power play. All right, I mean, they got to kill this off. All right. I mean, like crazier things have happened in the NHL, man. Like this is giving me Vegas and San Jose vibes in the playoffs all those years ago. I think it was more than or less than a 4-goal lead, but it doesn't take that much time. And this PK has not been good this season on the road. So you just kill the first couple of minutes and they'll be good, obviously. It's a 4-goal lead. I'm not that worried. And it's called another one. Now they're 5-on-3. No way they're making this interesting here at the end. Uh-oh. I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous. You guys are. Down to 4D. Batherson knows his night is done. He's just sitting there in the box. Not good. Not good. Not a good spot. Let's see how this goes. Should be over. Like it's a 4-goal lead here, folks. Let's not get nervous. I'm not nervous. You are. Just sit back and watch. What a play by Pinto. What a play by Shane Pinto. What a night he's having. So the Kraken set up here. Let's get a full 2-minute 5-on-3 here if they don't score. It was blocked by Shabbat. You know what this is? good opportunity to practice the 5-on-3. You know, you don't get a lot of those opportunities. This could be a full 2-minute just practice defending a 5-on-3. It's good. It's a good thing to practice because you never know. Why not? All right. Montour at the point. Eberle. Montour can't score. 2:18 left in the game. Montour scores. All right. So that should be the 5-on-3. One more, I get worried. One more, and I get worried. One more, I get worried. Seven 4. 2 minutes left. And obviously, if the Kraken score again here, I don't think Olmark saw that one, just wired it past them. If the Kraken score again, they keep the power play. That's why it's a little bit like, you know? Let's see, full 2 minutes here, and they're down by 3. I mean, this is they're probably going to pull the goalie. Jensen gets it out. Nice work. Minute and 50 left in the game. Kraken need 3. But the Sens are going to have 4 people out there the whole time, no matter what. Shabbat doesn't get it out. Another chance. Now he does. Nice. I thought they would have pulled the cord. Make it 6-on-4, no? Why not? Like, you need 3 goals. They're just looking at this as power play work? Well, they're set up now. All right. That one just wide. No, it's going to go out. 1 minute left. All right, this would be a miracle at this point. Nicely done down the ice. All right. I was worried there for nothing. Like, not for nothing, but if they were going to come back from a 4-goal lead with 3 minutes left, you'd need a 5-minute power play at least to start it. So I think the odds probably shifted slightly. But hey, man, excellent win from the Ottawa Senators. This was 7-2. This game was over. 2 garbage time goals from the Kraken. Maybe another one coming here. So it won't look as tidy as it was, but this was clinical from start to finish. Maybe make it 8 here. Timmy? Stop. Clinical from start to finish from the Sens, to be honest. They went down early, responded the very next shift, and never really looked back. Hard to find things to get upset about with that game, really. I mean, obviously the headline is going to be the health of Jake Sanderson, but we will see. But again, that's 2 huge points for the Sens. They're now, again, 4 points out of a playoff spot. And chasing other teams. They're lurking around Detroit. You know, let's not forget other teams they can hunt down in the East. But that's a clinical win. That was over in the second period. The game-winning goal was actually scored by Warren Foegele. Warren Foegele game-winning goal ends up being the 5th one because of that late goal by the Kraken on the power play. So welcome to Ottawa, Warren Foegele, game winner. And yeah, they look great in the third period. That was an awesome game, start to finish. We'll obviously keep tabs on Jake Sanderson's health throughout the week. But we'll see you all Monday. I'm going to get out of here quickly. It's late. It's almost 1 a.m. Eastern. Appreciate everyone stopping by. Subscribe to the Locked On Senators channel. We're going to keep these content trains going. Postcast will be here right after. Don't go anywhere. Thanks, folks. And we'll see you Monday. See you back here for the postcast as well. Go Sens, go.